Stay tantalized.
Stay tantalized, Roddy.
Tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing. Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalized.
Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing.
Stay tantalizing.
Tantalizing.
The Tantalizing Wrestling Federation. What the world is watching.
What's up, everybody? It's me, girl, the producer Kira, back again, starting off the video because Tantalizing Tony is not here. Tantalizing Tony right now is on location. Not here, not in the state right now. He has taken a plane. He's something on a jet plane. Da, 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 da. Yeah, he's not here, but he will be here on his mobile phone to check in and say hello to everybody. And he's probably going to give you his rundown of his travel day today because it was quite hectic, but I will let him tell you that once he gets in. So hello everyone, we are here for Smackdown Watch Along. Yay! I am the producer Kira. I'm not Tantalizing Tony. He'll be here shortly. If you guys are new, I hope you guys stay, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We'll be here all night until the end of the show. So let's go. Let's do this. Before Tantalizing Tony gets in and starts rambling before the show starts, I'm going to go through the card because if he comes in and starts talking about his day, he's not going to stop until 8 o'clock. And once it hits 8 o'clock, we can't go through the slides. So I'm going to go through the slides right now. I guess we could start. Okay. So a few days ago, we went through the matches for the Women's Queen of the Ring tournament, and they were like all changed up. I don't know if it's because, so it was supposed to be Belair, Davenport. Okay. So these are the matches that were supposed to happen for the women. Bianca and Jade weren't even in there. So these are the matches that were set for Queen of the Ring tournament. It was supposed to be, hello? Okay, bye. So it was supposed to be Blair Davenport and Tiffany Stratton, Chelsea Green and Indy Hartwell, Nia Jax and Piper Niven, and Naomi and Candice LeRae. And they switched it all up. Sorry, y'all. They switched it up on us, and I don't even know what I'm doing. Am I on the right? Oh, I'm on the wrong thing. And now they added some new names to the list. Hold on a minute, y'all. Bear with me. Okay. All right. Now they added some new names on the list, and it's Naomi going against Nia Jax now. Jade is going against Piper. Bianca is going against Candice LeRae. And I think that's all for the women. But I don't know why they would do that, though. I'm pretty sure they're still going to have like one more match between the women because there's supposed to be like 4 matches. But people were looking forward to Nia Jax and Piper Niven. At least I was. But they changed it to Naomi and Nia. And then Jade versus Piper, this isn't even realistic anymore. Like, obviously Jade is gonna beat Piper Niven. And then Bianca going against Candice LeRae, like, be so for real. Look at the pictures alone. Like, it's so predictable. I don't even know why they would change it. Why would they add Bianca and Jade if they just won the women's tag titles? Why do they need to be in the Queen of the Ring tournament? I feel like the Queen of the Ring is supposed to like lift talent. Like, talents, like whoever wins the Queen of the Ring gets a push. Why are they putting the women's tag unless the other people are hurt? Which I fear is the trend going around right now because the injured list right now in WWE is just, it's growing and it's very unfortunate. But I don't know what the heck. they announced 3 freaking injuries in one day, and I don't even know how the heck, but whatever. So yeah, this is the women's. And before I move on, I'm gonna get a thumbs up from our co-host. Okay, before I move on, everyone please help me welcome from Anthony Blackwell Jr. podcast, ABJ podcast. Anthony Blackwell.
What's going
His
on?
name is. Let me put his name up there because
Really?
I totally butchered that. Hello, Mr. Anthony. How are you doing today?
What is going on? Thank you for having me. I was on TikTok this morning, and I think it's so dark as my face is covered by my hat. There you go. I look a little brighter. Yeah, I was on TikTok this morning, and your dad said he's traveling the world randomly, and he's like, Kira might need help tonight. I was like, if she needs help, tell her to send me a message. And here we are. We haven't done a stream together in a long time.
I know it's been a while. I am a little upset that he didn't have faith in me though, because I literally did a 6-hour stream by myself.
Oh, we're not.
So,
I don't think you can't do it by yourself. But if I can talk wrestling with Kira, I'm down. You know what I mean?
No, it's totally fine. I'm excited for tonight, even though. All right, so this week's card is looking a lot like last week's card, but I feel like since what?
Nothing. The chat is funny.
Since it's SmackDown and we're getting some Bloodline stuff, hopefully, I feel like it'll be more interesting than Raw, because Raw was all King and Queen in the Ring tournament matches, and it was kind of mid. Like, It was not the best Raw, but I feel like SmackDown.
Last week's Raw.
This past Raw, yeah.
I like this Raw. I thought they put more wrestling in the show and made it more about the wrestling than they did like 45-minute, 38-minute promos.
No. You'd be the only one, sir, I fear.
Yeah, I liked it better.
The entire chat was like giving it like 6s and 7s out of 10. And I think it's because we're not used to that much wrestling, you know, like we're used to like the storytelling, and most of Monday Night Raw was tournament matches. Like, I feel like every one of the matches except for one of them was tournament matches, and we didn't get much of anything else, which is why I feel like
right now is the tournament. So I feel like them pushing the tournament's good, because like I feel like for a while people were like, oh, King of the Ring and Queen of the Ring isn't being taken seriously, and now they're making it serious and they're using that as the buildup for the Saudi pay-per-view. So I feel like they're doing better at pushing that and making weekly matches. Now the only thing I'll say last week that I didn't like is if you tell me I'm gonna get Kofi versus Ray and then pull that and don't put that on TV, that's a huge matchup. Putting. I really like that. Like going into Raw last week, I knew majority of the matches going into the show. Like, I don't like when they're like, here's 2 matches, and then we flood it with promotion, with promo, backstage segments, in-ring segments. Like, I like going to AEW. I like the fact that I can go on Twitter the day of an AEW show and know the entire show and be like, these are the matches I'm looking forward to, and they get you hyped up for a match. And then WWE kind of did that to me last week with Kofi and Ray, and then we don't even see that match. And I was like, that's a bummer.
Yeah, I think they did it like on like Main Event or like not on TV. I don't know, but or next week. I don't know. But the what was I gonna say? Darn tootin'.
Darn tootin'.
Darn tootin'. No, what was I gonna say?
The way they set up matches.
Man, it flew my mind. But no, I don't. I think we're just spoiled with all the storylines. When we see too much wrestling, it's like it drags. The word last week was it drags.
You can set up story by doing in-ring work, and everyone on the roster is very capable of doing that, of telling a story and using a match. Like it is possible to set up a story and not have 2 people who are in the story together still wrestle each other, but still set up the story after the match or during a match. And I just feel like WWE just kind of they latch onto the aspect of we need to put the same 3 people in the same matchups every single week and different mixed tags and different this and different that, and it's just like I think that format's getting old and boring. I mean, most of the WWE universe probably likes that, but for me as a fan, like that's a huge turnoff.
Yeah, I remember I was gonna say, what you were saying about knowing what matches you're going into. I'm the same way, but because Tanlaus and Tony subscribes to Fightful, we like get the lineup, like all that stuff. So I'm good with that. But I do know what you mean, like wanting to know what's happening in the show. Like I look forward to seeing that list in that lineup of what's happening because, like, I don't know, I like seeing the future, I guess. But
the frightful thing sucks in a way when you find out, because I remember we used to do that where we used to say like, hey, this is the card you're actually going to get tonight. But then it would be like Bianca Belair is going to take on Blair Davenport. And you're like, wow, that's a cool matchup. How do they set that up? And then you see Blair go out and do a promo and you're like, oh, this promo is going to get called out by Bianca. Like it almost kind of ruins the segment because you know the match is coming when you do through Frightful. Because that's the way WWE structures it, where they're like, we're just going to do like a random, you said this, that's it, we're fighting. You know what I mean? Like, and then usually when you put together two really, really big names in WWE, it always ends in DQ or it ends in like interference. And it's just like, it's okay to let people take losses. You can creatively tell a story and keep it going, but still have a win-loss in your, I don't know. It's just, I want WWE to succeed. I want them to be doing well, but they're the small things that make these shows harder to watch for me sometimes.
Yeah.
But I liked last week's Raw. I like the fact that we got some good matchups, and some of the matches were good. I think there was only like one tag team match that I thought was kind of boo. I don't remember the show. I consume so much media. I can't. Everything kind of blends together.
Same. No, but before we get into the show, Tanlaz and Tony, darn it, I messed it up. I'm sorry. I can't do freaking announcements. Everybody, the true host of this show, Tanlaz and Tony.
Here he is.
So I'm in an undisclosed location. I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a listen. I'm not going to tell you what. Hold on. Anyway, let me see if you guys have a view of where. Let me see if you guys can see.
In a swamp? Where you at?
Canada.
So when we went live on TikTok, the airplane attendant
don't say
kind of said a city, and they're like, oh.
But that wasn't my final destination.
Yeah. I'm not saying
because yellow took me to get where I'm at. Anyway, so yeah. So guys, right now I'm in an undisclosed location. I'm in my suite.
Looks haunted.
Looks haunted.
Oh, I see a company. Yeah. I like how the bed, the belt gets its own bed.
That's the belt's bed. And that's my bed. So I'm an official Tanlaz and Tony wrestling show business. And I'm not going to divulge what's going on yet because everything has not been signed, sealed, and delivered. So I can't even say anything yet because I might seriously have to sign an NDA. Seriously. So there's something big happening. I will let you know soon. But I came in for a reason. Number one, I'm going to say this. You know, and I never really watched JD from New York. And you guys, if you don't watch JD from New York, he has a great wrestling channel where he doesn't bite his tongue and he tells it like it is. He's built up, and I know SmackDown's coming on right now because I can see it. So I'm actually here for a little while before I go into the depths of where I am. But anyway, he basically does not apologize for him being him and him running his content the way he runs it. I'm going to say this, and I want everybody to hear this who's watching. The marquee on this channel says Tantalizing Tony. Now, everybody knows my real name is not Tantalizing Tony. It's Anthony. My given name is Anthony Darrell Levin. That's the name I was given. That's the name I deal with. But when I'm on this screen and I have people in those boxes, such as Kira, such as Blackwell, such as Graves, such as Triple R, these are people, such as Mr. Ruda, of All About Wrestling Podcast, Bobby Rascals. These are people who I have chosen to represent my channel. And I've chosen them for more than one reason. It's not just about how they are on the on camera, how they are on the mic. It's because it's them as a person. I think they bring a dynamic to the channel that I don't have. That being said, if you want to bring any negativity into this, you can't. I won't allow it. The only person allowed to be negative here is me because my name's on the marquee. And yes, I know I might be trying to sound like I'm a big shot, which I'm not. I know that 10,587 subscribers is not breaking the bank. But what it is this. It's something that I have worked so hard for. I go out into the trenches. I go out and travel and spend my hard-earned money to make content, to go to events, to do things to bring you guys content and to bring you guys stuff that other people don't do. I don't care what your denomination is. I don't care what your race is. I don't care what your gender is. I'm going to say this to everybody. Keep your negative crap out of my chat, out of my room, out of my life. And I said my, because this is my house. And you don't like it, don't watch. Go watch somebody with better content. I know my content's not the best. I know I'm not the best. But guess where I am? I'm sincere, I'm true, and I'm damn well tantalizing. So take your crappy attitudes and stop feeding other people BS on what to type and what to do because it's not conducive to what this channel is about. This channel is about positivity. And I'm going to tell you something else, everybody. If you think you're above forgiveness, if you think you're above apologizing, if you think you're above being on a higher level, then you're sadly mistaken and you need to get yourself checked out because nobody is above forgiving anybody for mistakes in the past. That goes for me, that goes for you, that goes for Blackwell, that goes for Kira, that goes for anybody watching. Nobody is sitting on the top of the mountain, okay? In closing, as we get ready to enjoy SmackDown tonight and have some great content, and thank Black for being here, once again, if you don't like what Tantalizing Tony is peddling, take your narrow behind, go somewhere else with your negative stuff, and kick rocks. I don't want it. I don't care about it. Keep it moving. My goal is to get to 100,000 subscribers, to get my plaque and put it on whatever shelf I'm at. Wherever my house is, my studio, wherever I am, that plaque and that title will go with me. I'll carry that plaque with me around the country. So here's what I'm telling you one last time. If I see negative content, I will block your content. I will block your comments, and I will block you. End of story.
The heck?
Yo, are we about to get tag team champions in the finals on the SmackDown stuff?
This is a mess. This is an absolute mess. I'm sorry. I don't think they should have changed it up. There were some injuries or whatnot, but putting Jade and Bianca in the Queen of the Ring tournament.
I think
Why
that's
would
still
they
not
do-
telling. I don't think that tag team's long for. I think that was a way to get Bianca a tag team championship so they can pad her stats to say she's been like a Grand Slam at some point. But I think that leads to them. They're gonna have to face each other.
And Bobby is out. Bobby Lashley is out, so he's not going against Tama Tonga. So it's Dawkins versus Tama Tonga. And Alicia from NXT is the new ring announcer for SmackDown. Like I don't know what the heck. Who the heck? They're switching up everything.
Yeah.
Nick Aldis in the ring right now.
I've still yet to see Backlash. I haven't watched the show yet. That's the first time I really see anything from it.
You insane?
Yeah,
I will be back.
Wonderful.
Kick me out.
Oh, Cody, the Codester.
I think I'm a little ahead of you, so I'll keep my end.
Everyone's always ahead of me.
How do you feel about? I know a lot of people on the internet. Is there a thing hanging from the thing, or is there a busted out light bar? It's like there's a black line going down the middle of the Tron.
I can hear your TV, Blackwall.
You can. Okay.
Oh, that looks like a little malfunction on the stage. Yeah. I don't know what the heck that is. That's good.
How do you feel about Cody? The way a lot of people are upset the way he holds the title. I kind of dig it.
Okay, I had to be educated a little bit, and they're saying that's how Ric Flair used to hold his title.
The old NWA champions, like him, his like Dusty, Flair, they all kind of held it like a briefcase almost. Yeah,
so I guess a lot of people were saying that he'd bring back the winged eagle. So I feel like people associate him with like old school kind of stuff, and I feel like he appreciates the old school details more than a lot of them. So I don't have a problem with it. Like people, how he's holding the title, really? This is what we're worried about.
Dude, he's like, so over criticized because everybody wants bloodline stuff still. Like everyone that was against the bloodline and wanting it to end so we can move on are all now the same people hating that that Cody's now champion. So it's like really weird. But I was actually supposed to be at the. I'm not supposed to be at the show, but I have a lot of friends at this show, and I didn't find out until very, very late that it's like an hour from me. I found out a while ago that it was going to be in Wilkes-Barre, but then Ken Lazzaroni said that he was going out of state. So I was like, you little rat, we could have been there. That's a fun arena.
Yeah,
I've seen SmackDown 1000 there. When Charlotte was the leader of the invasion of the SmackDown versus Raw, and then Taker came out and gave them the speech.
Oh, I don't remember shows, so I won't remember anything you tell me. But Cody Rhodes out here starting off the show, very champ-like of you. And I didn't do roll call today. I'm sorry. I just realized. Mick, Gianna Forever, AK, Richie, Fresh Take, hello. Dahlia, hello. Jade, my wonderful sister Jasmine. Jake. Sports Entertainment Club, hello. Ricky, Cello, Governor, Grace.
Agreed, Fresh
Micah, Alex, hello. Mir, Pastor, my mortal enemy. Clay Lewis, Jan, yeah, he is against the Judgment Day, and I can't stand for it. Matthew, hello. Matthew, and Stephen Chambers, hello, everyone. If you guys are new, 69 people in the chat right now. Make sure you guys share, comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff on the road to 10K. We're watching SmackDown tonight. Oh, not 10K, 100K.
100K.
All right, let's see what you got to say, Cody.
Yeah, how do they? Let's see how they build Cody's next opponent now from AJ. Like AJ was a big matchup. That was a cool.
It was. They built it up like really big, like first time ever they're going against each other.
Yeah, I like the fact that they're kind of doing showcase style matchups for Cody, where he's like the fighting babyface champion, where it's like top of the line, let's get it. You know what I mean? Instead of doing this whole thing where it's like you don't deserve. Like Roman's storyline was so like different, and Cody can't do the same style. So I think it's kind of cool that he's doing like come one, come all type style. Like,
yeah.
We went from a championship that was only defended or the guy only wrestled like 20 times a year to Cody wrestling like as much as he possibly can.
Oh dear gosh. Logan Paul, please. Nor. And I think I said last time I have to be cordial with this man or like this man because he's associated with my Judgment Day.
Yeah. How do you feel about the possible writing on the wall that Judgment Day might be coming to an end?
That conversation needs to be put to an end. No. Not going to happen. What is that your AC or a TV?
I think it's his phone's picking up his TV. But it's trying to block the background, so it's like scratchy.
Is that better?
No.
Actually, it might be your AC.
Is your AC on?
It is.
Yeah.
I think it's your AC.
Oh, hold on.
I think matchup wise, it's fine. I don't mind this matchup, and I think this is a good way to get more eyes on. Anytime Logan Paul's in the ring, you're going to get new people watching.
Is that better?
Tuning in for it.
Yeah. Someone's TV is loud though. I heard.
That's Black Horse.
Interesting. I have mine at like 2. It's like super. I'm reading captions because I can't hear it.
No, I heard Logan Paul.
Yeah.
Oh, I just got the Logan Paul. Y'all are ahead of me. So far ahead of me.
The Cody Rhodes. Yeah, I'm ahead of both of you.
Logan Paul.
That's because I'm in international waters.
He's got a fresh cut.
Logan Paul kind of rocking a little bit of a mullet.
Never gonna get to Dom status ever.
Dom's mullet is serious, and the mustache now.
Yeah,
he's going full.
The mustache is questionable.
Channeling full Eddie.
So is this
the Logan Paul Levesque? Maybe. Logan Paul Levesque. I get it. I get it, Logan. Logan sucks.
Jen said I seen Logan Paul and change the channel.
Logan Paul turned rank.
Is it normal to have champion v champion?
It happens.
Sometimes, but it doesn't happen often.
But champion versus champion doesn't mean title for title all the time.
Yeah.
But here's the thing that WWE kind of does, where it's like when they do a champion versus champion, they're very protective of their champion. So usually those matches don't end clean, or there's some kind of shenanigans in it.
I think this is a way to get some heat on Logan, and maybe Cody gets jumped somehow by somebody as Logan brings somebody in.
Logan knows everyone.
I just think anytime you're going to do a matchup and Logan Paul's involved and he talks about it on his platform, it's going to bring eyes to it. And if you want to get eyes on your champion, you have to do it this way. Because I hate to say it, The Rock buried Cody before he even had a chance to do anything. I think history will show that I think the way The Rock did business was wrong.
I don't even know who the heck he's talking to. Is he talking to the fans?
Yes.
Oh, happy birthday, kid. He doesn't even look happy that he didn't want a happy birthday from Logan. He wanted it from Cody.
I didn't see one person in the crowd yet that I know. I'm like scouring the crowd.
I see a few people I know.
Do you?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's in Wilkes Bar, down the street from us, basically an hour away.
What are you making that face for, father?
I love how you say
I told you.
What is it?
Wilkes Bar.
Wilkes Bar?
Oh, I called it Wilkes Bar too.
Our Pennsylvania town names are nutty.
Yeah, Conshohocken,
Mahanoy City, Tamaqua. I'm actually going to be in Wilkes-Barre next Saturday.
Oh, very nice.
Wilkes-Barre, Scranton. They don't like when you say it's the same thing, but I say it's the same thing. They hate that. If you say Wilkes-Barre, Scranton are the same thing, they get so angry. It's kind of like saying all the boroughs from New York are just New York. You know what I mean? Like, they like that individualism.
Prime sucks.
Did you guys get to try the Philly Prime when you were there? Did you find a bottle of it?
No. We don't.
I looked it up online just to see what it looked like, to see like what it's going for, like if you could buy a bottle of it. And they're selling a bottle of it. One bottle on eBay for $80. Awesome. This one dude has like cases of it, and he's like a bottle of each, $80. This guy's killing it on Prime bottles.
How can you finish a story if it's not even your story? First of all, he finished the story already, babes. He's on the next book.
Yeah, this whole story thing is too on the nose now.
Oh, so we're having this Logan versus Cody. Now, is Logan gonna put his title on the line?
Probably not.
Tony, I'm glad to see the airport, the airline gave you a free meal. Unfortunately, you had to eat it in the bathroom.
I'm
You guys,
lost.
Roach. Holy Hannah. That's an in-flight meal right there. That's a lot of protein in that thing.
It's delicious.
It's like Fear Factor on that plane. You should have sent that photo to, like, you should have tagged Frontier Airlines and be like, not only you delayed me, not only you did this, but your plane's full of roaches.
I did.
Full of roaches.
I emailed them. I sent a very strong email.
They're like, it's your fault. You're cheap that you flew with us. they blame you. You don't want roaches? Pay more money.
Gosh.
Oh, look. Cody just said the U.S. title. Oh, that's right. Cody's been the IC champion.
Actually, well, Cody just said something during his promo that I was able to make out. That if he wins the U.S. Championship, he would complete the Grand Slam.
I just got that Grand Slam
So once
comment.
I'm gonna try, but
Nice.
once we get to the next match, I'm gonna wait till like someone hits the entrance ramp, and then you tell me when they hit the entrance ramp, and then I'll unpause, so we're on the same.
And I'm not going to even be here for the show because I'm going to go take care of some business.
Very nice.
Yeah. As long as I'm in sync with Kira, at least I think it'll be a better. We'll be on the same page.
Night has fallen.
The heck?
Wow, I got dark quick there.
It was like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was like daylight 2 seconds ago. You're like,
So am I in America?
yeah,
You think so?
you're definitely on the Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Okay, it's over. I missed half that promo. So is it title for title?
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. I couldn't really hear the TV. My TV.
Listen, guys. Let me say this. You guys have a great show. I may pop back in. Maybe not. But stay tuned because there's stuff coming up. Thank you, Blackwell. Thank you, Kira. Everybody else.
For life.
TW. And guys, send Kira some super chats tonight. She deserves it.
She does.
You know. Kira, put the cash. And guys, it is champion versus champion. And guys, I'm in an undisclosed location. And it's very expensive where I am. Very. So if you want to send 10 Lives and Tony a little gift, I won't say no. Guys, thanks for watching. Thank you, Blackwell. Thank you, Kira. In case we don't get back, do I do best? Kira kicked me out. Stay. Wait a minute.
Pick him out right now.
You should. Take this whole jacket off, but it's pointless because you kicked them. That'd be funny. Say tantalizing.
Say it.
Look what to do. Say tantalizing.
Hi.
All right.
AJ Styles backstage.
Naomi versus. Let me pause here. I gotta find a spot. Naomi hits the ring now.
I don't know. Tam Tony said he doesn't like Naomi's new song. I love it. It's such a fist pumper.
I haven't heard it yet.
It's so good.
What do you think, Naomi or Nia? Who wins this?
This is the one that's a little unpredictable for me, but I'm gonna go with Nia.
So she just hit the apron and she turned to the crowd, and the Feel the Glow graphic just popped. So when you see Feel the Glow, tell me and I'll play.
Gotcha. I really hope Chelsea Green is still in there though, because she was like my front runner to win this.
Oh, I would love Chelsea Green to win the Queen of the Ring.
Like they switched up so much stuff. Feel the Glow.
All right.
Commercial Monday.
Yeah, I'm in commercial now too. All right, so maybe we'll be good. Yeah, I don't know. I think after they added some heavier hitters into the tournament, I feel like Chelsea Green isn't going to be a winner, or like I think it's going to be a bigger name going to win the Queen of the Ring this year. I don't think it's going to be like a mid-card a mid-card person.
But I don't like that though, because like King and Queen of the Ring is, I've always saw it as like an opportunity for a smaller or like mid-card status wrestler to get a push, right? But
sometimes, yeah. It has been notoriously used to launch people's careers.
Yeah, and I feel like it gets people a lot of exposure. They can use it as like they could just use the title like I was King of the Ring, or they can take it to a whole nother level like Queen Zelina did, or King Booker, and like make it their whole thing. But now that they're putting bigger stars in it, I'm like, what the heck is the point? Like, you put your tag team champions in there. First of all, why? How about you build your women's tag team division before you start putting them in separate like singles deals? And then like the people that were in there, like Indy Hartwell, Candice LeRae, she's still in there, but she's going against Bianca Belair. Like, that's so like predictable. Put the smaller names in there, and you like, it's not like it's a huge pay-per-view, so you can use this to lift talent. Like, I don't understand why they would do that. Like, they had Tiffany Stratton versus Blair Davenport. I don't know if that's still going on. Tiffany Stratton isn't on the card for tonight, I don't think.
If that actually happens, that's a really good match.
Yeah, that was supposed to happen, but now it's not. Like, I don't know. They've changed so much around. And Fightful, I was just talking about how good they are with giving us the plans, and the plans aren't even up.
Yeah.
Raw and
yeah,
SmackDown plans return next week.
I think just looking at it from a bracket, like looking at the bracket now, of course, I'm trying to find a photo of the bracket, and everything is like insanely tiny, and I can't see.
Yeah. I was supposed to take a picture, but Taylor's and Tony kept talking. Oh, I did take a picture.
Did you?
It's very blurry, but it's Naomi versus Nia Jax, Cargill versus Piper Niven, Meechin versus Tiffany Stratton. Where the heck is Blair Davenport? Like, none of this is realistic. We all know Nia, Jade, Stratton.
This tells
Belair.
me that they are not. I know, like you guys talked about it before on channels where it's like, oh, this is where WWE is strong because they always show, like you can go on their website and get high graphic photos. Like you go to WWE.com, they don't even have the brackets up.
Yeah,
they tell you all the matches, but they don't have like a breakdown of the bracket. Like it, I don't know. It seems like it's like I feel like they're still not taking this as seriously as they probably should.
Why'd they take out Chelsea Green? That I'm so confused about. Like, and why'd they take out Blair Davenport? I feel like that would have been an amazing debut match.
I think the SmackDown side, you're 100% going to get Bianca Jade in a matchup to go to the finals, and I think that's where one person beats the other, and then there's going to be deception. Like, well, I already beat you. Like, we're team, but like, I'm the better of the team, and I think that's going to set up the problems. And I think if they turn Bianca heel, I don't know how I feel about it.
No, I for sure want to heel Bianca.
But like Bianca's someone who's going to be around, right? Like Bianca's your lifer. She's going to be there for a while. Jade is someone who already said like she's coming in to do her thing, and then she's going to Hollywood. She's doing other things. Like WWE is like she's going to treat WWE like Roman and Brock do, where they're in and they're out, in and they're out. Right now she's in because she's getting her reps, but she wants to get to a point where she's like back and forth. And I think if you turn her baby face and she's the baby face who goes back and forth, I don't think that does Bianca much of a service.
Yeah.
I'm back from commercial. I'm a little behind by saying that, like it already happened, but Nia and Naomi are now in the ring.
What? Hold on, Nia's on the apron.
Bell just rang for me.
Nia just got in the ring. Progressive.
Naomi just slapped Nia in the face. Nia's lost.
Still ahead.
Yeah, I paused it and everything. Nia lost so much weight.
Yeah.
Like she looks great.
Mir, this is the old graphics. I'm sorry, love, but I didn't change it since the draft. I will change it soon.
I think Nia's doing some of her best work since coming back.
Nia Jax?
Mm-hmm. Samantha, fresh take. Samantha is on Raw, and I don't know her name. I apologize. Is now the new ring announcer of SmackDown.
Alicia Taylor, I believe,
Okay.
from NXT, and that was quick. Like we just found out that she was going to be SmackDown, and then like a couple days ago, or maybe even yesterday. Nia Jax versus Naomi in the ring right now for Queen of the Ring. Well, not for Queen of the Ring, but to see who advances.
So your pick to win is Naomi?
No, Nia Jax.
Oh, you think Nia's winning?
Yeah, because when Chelsea was still in there, my two picks were Chelsea and Nia, because I feel like those two are the ones that would take the Queen of the Ring, take it and like run with it.
Oh, QR code just popped up. If you're into that bit,
I'm not. It takes us nowhere. I'm just ready for the debut.
That's how I am too. The Bray Wyatt stuff turned me off so much of this like deciphering code. Like I don't care.
We already know that it's going to be Uncle Howdy, Alexa Bliss, Eric Rowan, Nikki Cross.
I mean, we don't. That's still all
Joe
speculation.
Gacy.
It's all theory still. Here's the thing.
Loomis.
How many times did we decipher codes and really buy into everything with the Bray Wyatt storyline and still never found anything out?
I mean, they never came to fruition. Like they never finished it.
Yeah. That's why I like. If you're not willing to let me in on it at all, let me in. You know what I mean? Then I'm not gonna keep stressing out of what's going on there. Like, and every single time we've gotten a match, it never ended well with like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Real quick, nice to meet you all, guys and gang. Tech and Combat, appreciate you stopping in, Tekken. I don't know if they're new to your channel, but they seem like they're first timers. But appreciate you stopping by. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're on the quest of 100K here at the Tantalizing Wrestling Network.
Yes, indeed. Just hit 10K. Oh gosh, commercial. Mine was
Davenport out with injury. Pastor just reported.
Okay, y'all. Is that for real? Because the injury. Okay, I posted this on my stories, but like the list of people that are like out because of injury. I don't know if it's storyline injury or real injury. I don't know, but let me give you the list real quick because these are the people that have been pulled out of their matches due to not being medically cleared. Are we ready?
Mm-hmm.
And still people that are still injured. CM Punk, not sure if he's still injured, but he's still not wrestling. Drew McIntyre, Dominic Mysterio, Rhea Ripley, Asuka, Jimmy Uso, Xavier Woods, Charlotte Flair, Bobby Lashley. Apparently, freaking Blair Davenport now. Like, why is the list of injured people so long? And that's not even including NXT people.
I think some of those injuries might be kayfabe, and they're just waiting for storyline beats.
I feel like CM Punk is good. Drew McIntyre got hurt, but he's not going to be out for long. Dom Mysterio, I think he's going to be back in action soon. Rhea, I'm still sticking on that 3 to 4 month timeline. Asuka,
I don't think she's hurt. I think she just wants time off.
No, she was hurt, but I don't think she needs to be out for as long as they're saying.
I don't think they have anything for her, so I think they're just doing this, injury go away for a while, so you can. Because I think she wants to get married, start her life, set some things up. Just got a new dog. I think she's deserved some time off. Because even when she was on screen for almost 2 years, she was on screen injured, but still was showing up to work every day. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she definitely needed a break. Jimmy Uso, though, I'm not sure about that one because I feel like with all of the bloodline, he got kicked out of the bloodline, and then we found out that he was hurt. So I don't know.
Yeah, I think that's definitely kayfabe. Like, because they hit him with the chair, they smashed his face with the chair. So I think he's injured until they find a way to bring him back to make a save with his brother somewhere down the line.
We'll see. I don't know, but that is just Bobby Lashley. I don't know what the heck happened. I think they said he got hurt during training. I don't know, but this is so stressful. Like every week, there's a new person on the injured list. Like, so make it end.
Here's my possible prediction for this match. I think Nia's your safe bet to win, but I think if Nia loses, it's because outside interference that helps Naomi win.
Bailey,
either Bailey or something along those lines. I think someone, because I think Nia's been picking a lot of fights with people.
Oh yeah.
So I think her picking fights is gonna possibly help Naomi. But I mean, like, they haven't really booked Naomi strong since her return at all. So
Yeah, I was just about to say she's
Naomi
been losing.
losing is probably likely. Good thing she
We
left
will
TNA. Right? She's getting more money, but is the money worth your character, your creativity?
I feel like it's like the environment too, though, because she like grew up in WWE, kind of like with her wrestling career and like all her friends, and I feel like that's where she calls home. I feel like she's having more fun, and eventually, I think they'll give her something, like they'll throw her a bone or something. But like the women's division right now is like they're using the same people as they always do.
Mm-hmm.
But at least she's getting like mixed in. I mean, she's losing, but at least she's on TV.
Yeah, I mean, I know from personal experience from people that like friends of mine that work with her, she had a blast at TNA. It's just it wasn't the same money. It wasn't the same stability. Everyone I know who've been in WWE locker rooms, it's way different. Like, it's a way different experience.
I don't know how I missed this, but Gianna Forever, aka Richie, with the 499 super chat. Let's support and send those super chats. Yes, thank you, Richie. Start the train, Richie. Everybody, follow after this man. Thank you for the super chat. And as Mikey says,
What's up, everybody? It's me, your boy, Magnificent Mikey, and thanks for the super chat, baby. Ding, ding.
ding ding. Thank you for the super chat.
How about the Tonga girls are rumored to be free agents, or saying they're free agents now?
You want to know something? I just started following the Tonga twins because of Zilla Fatu. And I heard that they're doing something with like Rikishi, but I never watched the video because I tend to like skip Rikishi's video. I'm sorry, but I can't. But I don't know. I feel like they have a bright future too.
Here's the thing, like the Samoans are smart, man. They're making money for their family. They're getting everybody involved.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's getting a slice of that pie.
I was just about to say.
But here's the thing that people don't realize is the more people you bring in, that's less TV time for people you probably like.
No, I was saying last week that like in 3 or 4 years, half the WWE roster is going to be filled with Samoans.
Mm-hmm. But like what I'm saying is everybody wants more Samoans. They want more bloodline stuff, right? And they want the Wyatt 6 now. Wyatt 6. You have to fill 6 people to get TV time and treat them seriously because they're the new hot stable. People like your LA Knights, people like all those mid-carder guys, they now slide down that ladder and more people go to catering. You know what I mean? Like all the people who were just released, their new seats in catering are now going to be filled by mid-carders because now we're bringing in 13 new people.
I don't know about that, though, because when it comes to bringing in Samoans, we all know that when they come in, they'll be brought into the Bloodline storyline. And if not, they'll be brought in NXT. So that's not taking anyone's spot because they're in the same group. So they could still have different opponents. And then Wyatt 6, there's 6 of them, you said. So there's 6 people that we love can go against Wyatt 6. So I feel like there's room for everybody. They have like 5 hours of TV time weekly, not including NXT, obviously. But like I feel like that's enough time to fill and like give everybody an opportunity. If they don't use the same
that top row
10, 12 people.
They both did that perfectly.
Sunset Flip.
Nia does not take that Rana from the top rope 2 years ago.
My screen keeps blacking out.
And Naomi is like centimeters away every time she lands that she's about to have a wardrobe problem. She's spending more time in the match making sure her chest doesn't fall out than she is trying to sell bumps.
I didn't even notice that.
Oh, yeah, it's...
No, she has like new gear like every week, and she takes designs from like fans, I guess, or just one particular fan. But like, focus on your freaking...
Her whole top broke.
Oh, I see. Leg drop onto Naomi. Keep her down. End the match.
It was a good match. I thought that was a pretty decent showcase.
Annihilation. It's over, babes. It's over.
I think Nia, Jade, Stratton, Belair, and then Cargill versus Belair for the finals to go to the finals bracket.
3. Nia Jax wins.
That's my prediction.
I don't know. I do not want to see Jade versus Bianca. I do not want to see dissension in the ranks already. I still want Nia Jax. I feel like Nia Jax can take that stereotypical annoying. They still haven't had Baszler versus Vega. That annoying queen gimmick.
I didn't really see the Raw side of the bracket to know who's involved or who's doing what, so I can't really comment on what's going to happen there. Baron Corbin's top looks too loose for him.
Baron Corbin?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I see. Baron Corbin backstage with I don't know who, and then Byron Saxton. The bar pole, not bar, freaking barbershop pole. I don't think they should have brought up Baron Corbin.
That's what I'm saying too. Like now we just talk about all these new stables and all these new hires, and then they just bring up 4 people from NXT, and it's just like, where are you going to put everybody?
I think they wanted Carmelo Hayes and Baron Corbin right now. I think they wanted to make the draft a little more interesting than it was because they didn't really move that many like big stars off their brand. So I think they wanted to make it interesting by bringing up NXT talent, but like you have to think of the other drafts. Like the only people that survived the draft from NXT and like really did something with their call up was like Tiffany Stratton and Grayson Waller that I can think of. Creed Brothers did good for like 2 weeks and then they were back down. Alba Fire and Isla Dawn did good. I don't even think they did good at all on the main roster, but they're back on it. Like they're still on it. So I don't know why they insist on bringing the wrong people up.
Like the Creeds are talented, but they look just like a generic indie wrestling tag team. Like if I was walking, like they don't seem like WWE superstars to me. Like if I seen them at like a local indie show, I'm like, oh, these guys are cool. You know what I mean? Like they don't jump off the screen at me.
I think for sure they just need like, they just need like a gimmick change. Like they just need, because they're wrestling, like they're really fun to watch. Like they're freakishly strong. They're athletic. Like they're beasts. So if you just give them something, maybe I feel like the safe option if you want to like put anyone over is just to turn them heel, because everyone says that it's much easier to be heel, and I feel like you're a little more interesting when you're heel, at least to get your name out there. I feel like it really, I mean, sure, babyface and heel, but that's not always the answer too. It always comes down to your booking. If you're babyface or heel, but they still don't put the machine behind you to make you more relevant or give you TV time or give you a story that resonates with the people, you're not gonna get over. Like there's some people who just have really, really good charisma that kind of try to go for that brass ring and they try to outshine everybody. But then sometimes historically in WWE, if you do that and you buck against the system and try to make yourself more over than they want you to be, then you get punished for it. But that is the older regime. So you know what I mean? Like LA Knight did that. He got more over than he was probably supposed to be, and then got pushed to a main event level, but they didn't want him as a main event guy yet. And they took all the merch money, but then just every time he had a chance to win a big match, they just said, oh, you won. Congratulations. Or you lost. See you later. Mm-hmm. But it 100% comes down to who they want to be that front runner. And if you're not someone who they have in the plans to be the front runner, them changing you babyface or heel isn't going to change any of that. But I also feel like the crowd reaction has like a lot to do with it too. Like
sometimes, but I mean, the LA Knight's a great example. Like who was?
Yeah, I was about to.
Nobody's behind LA. No, the crowd was behind LA Knight more than anyone on the roster, and he was essentially just fed to Roman, and has been kind of stagnant since.
I feel like they're still trying to keep him in like that high ranking. I feel like, but he keeps like losing his big matches. I mean, he won WrestleMania, right? Or he won at WrestleMania.
And AJ got a title shot. So you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
it's
I don't
weird.
know. I feel like they're trying to keep him up there by giving him like, I feel like a win at WrestleMania is enough to keep him at a top spot for now for at least a few more weeks.
I think
But
they like his merch money, but they don't know what to do with them.
yeah. Dahlia, I know. I wanted Chelsea to win. It's a sad day. Eric, Dahlia's cousin. Hello, my friend. Tony is in an undisclosed location. I cannot disclose his location.
He's
Do
safe.
I know his location?
The way that you said that sounds like he's being held against.
Like he's being trapped.
Yeah. Tony he's in an unknown his location. Let's play a game. He has 13 minutes to find the key.
Let's give you guys a QR code.
Yeah, QR
Figure out where he is. No, but he's not here. And he said he's going to pop back in, but I really don't want him to because he just takes
DIY coming to SmackDown. Did they
Were
get
they
drafted?
not? I was just about to ask, like, were they not on there?
They just got I'm a little ahead of you, but they just got a promo saying they're coming to SmackDown.
Huh.
But there's another team. They got 3 title opportunities, lost every single one, and it's like, when are you going to pull the trigger on them? Then you have AOP essentially getting beat down by New Catch Republic, and then they win by cheating. And it's like, you have to book AOP cheat to win for how big and strong and dominant they look? Like, that was an interesting booking choice for me.
Unfortunately, now that I'm looking at it, I don't think that the men's tag team division is doing too hot either. Because, like, who do you have? You have DIY. They're not doing anything for them. New Catch Republic. All the people in the 6-pack ladder match at WrestleMania besides Judgment Day is just, like, mid. You know, A-Town Down Under, yeah, they're the champions, but they're not doing anything but freaking posting on social media. And
do you know
then
who's going to be your next tag team champions?
who?
RKO.
Oh,
But once again, you're putting together 2 top stars that you don't have anything to do with in the singles division. So you throw them in the tag team division to make them top of the tag team division, and then your tag team division falls down a peg because they get beat by 2 single stars.
yeah. The tag team division, like, I feel like that's where WWE struggles. I fear, like, when I think of tag, like, on the indie scene, I feel like tag team wrestling for a good minute was, like, really hot, but I feel like WWE could never figure it out, you know?
Well, historically,
Like,
WWE has never liked tag team wrestling. Vince
Yeah.
and Vince Sr. looked at tag team wrestling as that's 2 guys I have to pay.
yeah.
Because you look at every match financially, right? So you have a one-on-one match. Each guy, let's say, makes $100 a match. You book a tag team match on your show, that's $400 for the same thing I can get with 2 guys.
Yeah.
So Vince Sr. and Vince Jr. historically didn't like tag team wrestling.
Because with, like, the tag teams, you have a lot of established tag teams with matching gear, with the same name, coming out to the same music, but you're pushing tag teams that you just throw together.
Yeah, that's essentially what they've been doing for the past year, because the singles guys sell more merch and they push more. So you put 2 singles guys in a tag team and then they make more money on merchandise instead of pushing the tag team guys. Like, how do you not profit off the Street Profits? Like, how do you not?
That's the one.
You know what I'm
that came to
saying?
mind.
Like, how do you look at the Street Profits and go, yeah, they shouldn't have the tag team championship?
Yeah, no.
But I mean,
I don't know.
you're not gonna like this, but the money is in the Bloodline. The money was in Judgment Day, so that's where the titles go. And when titles are held up in stables, now your division falls, and it's hard to make the rest of your division relevant when everyone, like when the Usos were champions for that long run, nobody went after the tag team titles. All the tag team division guys wrestled each other, but they never really had an end goal of like, well, this is where we go to finish the story, finish our rivalry, and that should get us a number 1 contender spot. And then they don't really build up the tag team versus the guys in the Judgment Day, because the Judgment Day's in their own storyline, and then your tag team division just never really takes off because it's being held up in stables.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for this Mad Max movie.
Not all I see is freaking HBO Max and the Iron Claw.
Yeah, I have to. I haven't watched that yet. I'm waiting for it to hit HBO Max, and then
It's on.
so BP can watch it, and then we're gonna do a movie review for Tornado Tag.
It's already on Max. Watch
Is
it. It's so freaking good. I watched it, cried 100 times. I watched it in movie theaters.
How crazy is it that they had to cut out tragedy?
A brother.
There was already too much tragedy.
Yeah.
That's
I heard they cut out like there was another brother.
They took a whole brother out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I found that out, I was like, "There's more."
Yeah. Like when the
It was-
one brother passes away, the other brother essentially tells his other brother, the youngest brother, like, I'm gonna go and end it. And he's like, don't do that. And by the time he got there, he found his brother unalived.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
insane.
They just took that story out. Like, it's the Von Erichs, man. They went through it.
Yeah. It's I don't even know what to when I watched that movie, I couldn't do a review. I was like, Dad, do not bring it up. I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to go back to that mindset that I was in when I was watching that movie because it was terrible. I couldn't imagine. Why?
Paul Bow and his son. I think someone took a photo of them at the they're at the show tonight for PPW.
Mm-hmm.
I just got a photo of that.
Lone Wolf is back. He's been back. He came back in NXT when he was with before he even got with Braun Breaker. I feel like he was the Lone Wolf.
Why did NWA call it the world title belt? And because the NWA championship was actually a world title, like it was defended around the world, and the NWA title was probably one of the biggest championships in American wrestling at one point in time, because the National Wrestling Alliance was essentially a combination of different wrestling promotions at one time, and they would allow the belt to be like it would travel between promotions, and if you were the NWA champion, you were able to break the territory rule and go work in other territories and travel with the belt. And then essentially when the NWA eventually ended up getting swallowed by what we now know as WCW, and then once like everybody kind of went to the WCW side, and then WWE, WWF, they everything kind of split two ways, and then the NWA was kind of left stagnant. But at one point in time, NWA was like the big deal. Like everybody wanted to be the NWA champion.
That's some history for y'all. All right, back
and then
live.
That winged eagle, and then that big gold came into play, and then nobody cared about the NWA anymore.
I can't even find the titles where I am.
Yeah. So imagine if we made. So like the best example of that right now on a smaller scale is the IWTV Championship, the Independent Wrestling Championship. That's defended amongst wrestling promotions. Like you can see that title in GCW. You can see that title in, PPW. You can see it at Camp Leapfrog. Like the title travels amongst promotions, and it's considered like the top title of the independent scene, and it even trumps like the PPW Championship and the GCW Championship. Yeah. The NWA was like a traveling thing for a while. I did hear, though, kind of going back to Iron Claw, I did hear Efron did a fantastic job in that movie.
Oh yeah, they all did. It was they told the story beautifully.
I think MJF was like an executive producer on it too.
He was. Yeah, and he had like a little 5-second cameo in the movie too. It was good.
Yeah, a lot of his stuff got cut out. The only negative I heard about the movie was the guy playing Flair was terrible.
I mean, I feel like a lot of the people that were playing other people, besides the main wrestlers, like besides the Von Erichs, were like not good.
Like even wrestling fans came up to me and they're like, "Yo, man, I watched the Von Erich movie, like, and I know you're really into wrestling." Like they were excited to talk to me about it, and I was like, "I haven't seen it yet, but I know the story." And they're like, "You haven't seen it?" I'm like, "I'm well aware of the story. Like as a wrestling fan, I'm aware of the Von Erich story," and they're like blown away by it. I'm like, if you think that story's crazy, like that's just the tip of the iceberg in crazy wrestling stories. like that's high up there, but there's even crazier ones. And they're like, really? I'm like, if wrestling storyline movies are becoming popular, buckle up because we got a lot.
Yeah. I wouldn't know. I'd watch every single one of them. This Baron Corbin versus Carmelo Hayes match is electric.
Yeah, it's good.
The crowd is really into it.
Baron Corbin's just a great base. And what I mean by a base, like he works smaller guys very, very well.
Ooh, Baron, you scared me. Yeah, the people in the Iron Claw that are playing other wrestlers, it kind of looks like a parody. Like
Yeah.
I feel like they did it on purpose.
My friend, do you watch Dark Side of the Ring?
No.
You should definitely, if you like the Von Erich stuff and like learning about those and hearing those stories, definitely go seek out Vice's Dark Side of the Ring. I think you'd really like. It's some of them are deep and some of them are dark and some of them may make you look at wrestling differently, but they're good. They're good stories about stuff that happened in our industry.
Yeah, I heard about it. Carmelo Hayes just won. He advances in the tournament for King of the Ring.
We might get Carmelo Hayes versus AJ Styles.
That'd
I think
be very
AJ beats
interesting.
Randy.
You think?
Yeah. I think
I don't know
Randy's
who
gonna
I
get
said.
held up in the. I think Randy's going to get held up in the tag side of things, but
Mm-hmm.
give me Carmelo Hayes versus AJ Styles. That match would be crazy. I love Bailey.
Carmelo Hayes, I feel like if they don't do something with this man, I'm gonna be so upset because the first day, the day he got called up, he challenged Cody Rhodes and got a title match. I mean, not a title match, and got a match against the champion in the main event of SmackDown the same day he got drafted. Like, if you don't put a rocket on this man's back, then you're insane. Bailey.
At first I hated Chelsea and Piper Niven. But the more like Piper's really winning me over, like as a character, and I love Chelsea. Chelsea can do it all wrong, but man, I when they signed Chelsea, I was like, oh my god, there's only one person I want to see Chelsea in a program with. I don't care if they're friends, if they're frenemies. I don't know. I don't care how or where they do it. I just need Chelsea Green and Carmella in some type of storyline together. Like. They need to be on the screen at the same time, same place, same thing. Like, I just think that would be electric. Like, could Chelsea Green and Carmella, like, give me that.
They had that.
I want it. I want it now.
They had that.
When?
I don't know when it was a while ago, but right before Carmella left and got pregnant, I feel like they had that. And
they didn't pull the trigger on it.
Yes, they had like a match together or something.
I don't want a match. I want a program. I want them either like tag team champions. I want them.
They were together, and it was real good. But I heard Carmella is coming back soon.
Yeah.
So
and she's been posting stuff like of her coming back and like showing off like her physique and her body and stuff, and she looks like she's in great shape.
Looks can be deceiving. But I'm pretty sure she never stopped. Like, obviously she did stop working out because she was pregnant, but like I feel like she got right back into it as soon as she could. Because I feel like she's always been like a fitness person. I feel like everyone in WWE is like a fitness person.
Getting another Bad Boys movie?
We need new Judgment Day merch. Pronto.
I think they need to figure out what they're doing with them first.
Judgment Day is not going anywhere. I'm gonna need everybody to stop trying to break up my group, okay?
Yeah, why? What's Dom and Liv been up to? What's going on with that?
It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the plan, okay? Mommy is telling Dom what to do, all right? She's telling him to get on Liv's good side, and Rhea Ripley is going to be like pretending she doesn't know what's happening, but when she comes back and she sees Dom and Liv together, she's going to look all sad and feel betrayed, and then Dom's going to come with the whip-ow, and he's going to be like, I tricked you, Liv. I'm still with Mommy. I would never betray Rhea. It's going to happen, and that's what my
honestly,
mind
I love that booking. I love that booking. Because I honestly think, this is what I've been saying for a minute, even if Dom and Rhea are no longer Judgment Day members, I still think if Judgment Day does dissolve, I think 100% you keep Dom and Rhea together. I think that's magic. And I think what you start doing is they're already so over, even though they're bad guys, but people root for them. Well, not so much Dom, but the second Dom does something that they decide that they're going to flip him and the crowd changes for his good side, he's still going to do dirty scumbag stuff. But he's going to be cheered for being a scumbag, and he's going to lean into this Eddie Guerrero light sheet steel. And Rhea's essentially goth China. You know what I mean? Like, it would just be a good matchup. But I do like the fact that, like, if he's playing her for revenge for mommy, like kind of like getting with her and like dating her or whatever it may be, like getting on her good side, and then just breaks her heart, and he's like mommy's always on top, baby. Like that would be, I would love that. Love that so much.
You gotta make her feel like she won, because she was like, "Oh, I'm gonna take everything you love." You can't get the one up on mommy, okay? You cannot. It's impossible. I'm sick of everybody. Like everywhere I turn, someone's talking about my Judgment Day.
Yeah.
Hello, EW1. Hello, Keith. I'm taking off this. Oh yeah, Mother's Day is Sunday. We're not going to see you on Sunday, probably. So happy early Mother's Day to all the mothers out there.
Yeah. I'll be at PPW Sunday. There's a PPW show Sunday.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, my app just crashed.
EW1. Oh, you guys are having conversations amongst yourselves. Wow.
Yeah,
very nice.
My chat does that a lot. I love that. It's like I don't have to read everything because they're talking to each other. That's so awesome.
But I do read everything because I don't know when they're talking to each other or when they're talking.
Yeah. You have to like follow 4 conversations.
I'm like, okay, you guys aren't talking to me. All right.
Here's a quick question for EW1 Kicks. Only because I kind of an update for me. I got a job. I'm waiting for my background and drug screening, which is super exciting. I haven't to get like a steady paycheck again, and it's a job that's not going to hurt my body. It's a job where I'm getting like a lead position at this place, which is really good because I don't have to come in and be a grunt worker. The hours are amazing. I can still do all my content. I still have weekends off. I got a car, so like things are looking up. But what would be, now don't break my bank with this, E1, but like what would be your take on like a good sneaker, right? So you're a sneaker show, like right, like that they lean into like sneakers and stuff like that. What would you say is like a really good, like comfortable but stylish shoe? Like because I'm at that old man level, right? I'm getting close to my I'm late 30s, you know what I mean? So I still want to look good, but I need comfort, you know what I mean? Like I'm a skater kid, so I like my wide foot shoes. I like my comfortability. I kind of like a high ankle, but not tie the laces type deal. Like I'm always been like an Adidas guy too. What about you, Kira? What shoe do you what do you have a company, a shoe that you like lean towards more than others?
I live in Vans and Converse.
Vans and Converse are good picks. Really love those. The problem with Vans and Converses is as I get older, I need arch support. If they're a flat shoe, if I wear those all day long, or I go to a show or a concert, or I'm on my feet all day, if I don't have an arch, my feet are killing me by the end of the day.
Yeah. I never understood that. Like I've never been in a shoe that made me uncomfortable. I don't know. Maybe it's the young in me, but
yeah, it happens. I was the same way. I lived in Vans and Converses and flat sole shoes where there's no like. I like a shoe that has an arch, but on the exterior of the shoe, it doesn't. It looks like a flat shoe, but it has like a basketball arch to it. If that makes sense.
Okay. Like, I'm not the sneakerhead. I have no clue what you're talking about.
So E1, hook a guy up. I was watching a TikTok video because for some reason I think I was watching E1's content, and then like when you watch someone's stuff and they talk about wrestling or shoes or anything, then you get stuck in the algorithm of like all your shorts and reels are like that related. So I was getting a lot of like, what's the most overrated shoe of all time? And everyone kept saying these Panda Dunks. And I was looking at the shoe and I was like, I like them, but everyone hated them. Nice. Yeah. I like
because everyone wears them.
Yeah. I do want to definitely invest in like a really cool pair of custom shoes, like get someone who takes a pair of shoes and kind of paints them up for you. And get like a pair of custom sneaks. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Fresh take. I called Jade for the upset. Yeah, the upset.
Randy Orton, come on, Randy Orton with a really cool promo. I could see the passion in his eyes, even though I didn't know what he was saying. I could see he was really passionate about whatever he was saying. Jade Cargill coming out. The thing about Jade Cargill, I fear, is that they're trying to make her seem like she's better than she is, and I feel like that was always the case with her because of her looks, and she was such a hot commodity for some reason. But they like posted a whole YouTube video about the rise of Jade Cargill, and I'm like, she had no rise. She got signed and she got put in the biggest matches that she could have been put in. Like she got WrestleMania in the first few months that she was in there. Like what rise was there?
I think
Like
the
it.
rise of just her being seen, being like, and just she's I think I could be wrong. She's a single mom or like trying to figure things out, and like she has a really good story. And essentially, she works really hard, obviously on her physique. She has insane charisma. Her look and her charisma are a lot higher than her wrestling ability, but that'll come in time. But like I said, I think WWE looks at her as like the next big like pop culture thing. Like, so kind of like inside baseball, you're a Marvel person. So the X-Men are coming obviously very soon. But the problem is they can't cast X-Men until there's a certain contract that has to end first. So if they use Professor Xavier on screen, it either has to be young Professor Xavier from the First Class movies, or it has to be Patrick whatever Stewart or whatever his name is. They're not allowed to recast those people because they're still under contract through old contracts, and they have a timeline. So they can't recast those characters until they change the new till those contracts end. And I think they end at the end of this year or midway through this year. Then they can start recasting more people to play the X-Men. And I honestly think Jade is Storm. I think it's already signed, sealed, deliver. I think she's going to be the next Storm, because even WWE's like, there's a Storm coming, and everything about her, they're leaning towards like a Storm-ish thing. Even in AEW, she kept the white hair a lot, but she would change it. But she's not changing the white hair whatsoever. And I definitely, Jade is married to a former MLB player. Thank you, Mir. I appreciate that. I did not know that. I know a little bit of people's lives, but I really don't like study them like that. I don't like getting into people's personal business in the wrestling scene.
I get in.
You dived in.
I'm there. I might as well be their cousin. I know everything about these guys.
Yeah, but I think Jade's on that level. Realistically, I want to put something out here. If Jade is to lose, Piper would be the good person to do it, especially if Chelsea if Chelsea like interferes or pulls the leg or causes a distraction so Piper can win. Damn, she laid that boot in. Jesus.
But then everyone's gonna say like, "Oh, Jade Cargill was pushed this bad, and the first loss is against Piper Niven."
But what you set up there is you set up Piper Niven and Chelsea Green to go against the tag team champions.
This
and
is
Jade,
the first.
Every single time Jade has wrestled, she's been beating the crap out of Chelsea every single time. So Chelsea gets her comeuppance here by like costing her a spot here.
Yeah.
And then you protect the whole Jade versus Bianca movement.
This is the first time that I've seen Jade Cargill in a one-on-one match that's not a squash match. Yeah.
Her last match that really wasn't squash, it's been singles, was what probably who did she wrestle before Chris Statlander came out and then beat her after she just won a match? Who was that last match?
Chelsea Green with a slap to Jade Cargill. Where's Bianca? She might not come out because she has a match later, but she better come out. If they're
that would
tag
be a
teaming
deception then too. Well, how come you didn't come out and help me when it was 2 versus 1 ringside?
I love Chelsea Green. She's amazing.
I'm shocked that WWE hasn't pulled the trigger yet on the other girl who Matt Cardona's been working with. I know she was in NXT for a little bit, but she's really been like, when she's working with Matt, she's doing crazy stuff in the indie scene.
Oh, Steph DeLander?
Yeah, Steph DeLander.
Yeah. I love this. Okay, Piper Niven also grew on me being with Chelsea Green. Like, she's gotten a little more obnoxious, and Chelsea's rubbed off on her a little bit. But I like this match. I thought this match was going to be like so realistic squash match. Jade got it. It's over. But Piper Niven is like getting it. Like, Jade Cargill is taking some bumps. She's like,
Piper's good in the ring. It's just the thing she lacked was charisma, and I think her charisma is really shining working with Chelsea.
Yeah. But I fear she's going to be like a copy and paste of Chelsea. I want Piper to have like her own personality too, you know?
Yeah.
Come on, Jade.
You could definitely tell though that Jade's still very like they're doing very basic, simple matches.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I get to see a lot. especially on the indie scene, is like when someone's still new, they give them like 5 or 6 things to memorize and set up matches with. And Jade's still in that like early stages of memorizing matches and doing things.
I feel like that's what happened with the tag team match at Backlash. Like she was thinking of like what to do next. That whole
I think they
time.
tried to overcomplicate it and she got lost.
Yeah.
Because that happens all the time. You especially on the indie scene, you see wrestlers get lost all the time. And a lot of the time, I pride myself more on doing commentary and companies with younger talent because it educates me more on how the cookies are made, if that makes sense, of like learning those aspects. Like the fact that Jade did like 6 corner splashes in this match was like, oh, that's by design.
EW1 says this is a sloppy match. Chelsea Green taking off her shoes is iconic. I don't know if this is a sloppy match. I feel like
It's
Piper
basic.
Piper is working at Jade's speed.
Mm-hmm. But Piper's
which
also
is not the fastest.
Piper's also in control of the match and dictating the match and helping Jade while also making Jade still appear strong.
I agree. Those refs do look stressed out when Jade is in the ring. And then she wins. Which is insane. I can't believe this. Jade Cargill. Who'd have thunk it? Oh my gosh, what a big surprise. Jade with the upset.
Jade versus Nia is going to be fun to watch, though.
Yeah.
What just happened?
What's going to happen?
Listen, I don't mean that she did. Wait.
Tiffany Stratton and Bianca Belair are advancing.
Bianca match, okay.
Well, now I kind of want Tiffany or Nia to win. I don't want Jade and Bianca. I don't want that.
Listen, we knew that she was going to beat Piper. We knew that she was going to beat Piper. Did you think it would be a decent match? That match was actually enjoyable.
So I was telling her that match was very, like, Jade's still in that very early stages. Like, you know, when you first train how to wrestle, they're like, all right, we're going to teach you 6 or 7 things. Get really good at those 6, 7 things. Like, Jade's still in that window. Like, she did like 5 corner splashes. Like, when you do 5 corner splashes and if you watch that match, a lot of the stuff happened with strikes and corner spots, corner splashes, quarter buckle bombs. Like, you can tell that that's what they're working on her with, and then putting that into the ring and letting her control it. Like, they're keeping matches simple for her, which I think is smart.
EW1 thinks that match was sloppy.
What happened?
EW1 thinks that match was sloppy.
I disagree with that. First of all, Jade's unorthodox. She's like John Cena. She doesn't have the great ability that other wrestlers have. So she does what she does. She does well. She messed up a spot where she took on the short arm close first time. On the second and third, she did. But if you look at the way that match is broken down on how they did it, power, strength, show of strength. Not to mention the Blue Thunder Bomb was great. Got to give Piper Niven a lot. And then the freaking Jaded. That match was decent. That match was better than I thought it was going to be. And we're going to get Bianca versus Jade. Just get ready for it.
I don't want that at all. That doesn't make any sense.
That's where they're going.
So once another thing with working on the indie scene and working with indie people, you can work your federation and the people inside your federation all day long, and you work those mid-card people. And as a wrestler, and like I said, I can't tell you from experience, but I can translate that from like to basketball, and when I played soccer and I played football, is like when you work with people in your skill range for a long time, and then you challenge yourself, and then you work or you compete against somebody at a higher level. One or two things happen. You either get destroyed by that higher level person, and you become less, or because it gets to your head, or it makes you rise to the occasion, takes your career and your skills to a new level. Bianca versus Jade is one of those moments that will help Jade find out where she belongs in professional wrestling. If she goes and wrestles Bianca and learns those skills and sees what it's like to be at a top level person in the company, it could elevate her to get her better where she needs to be in the ring.
Yeah. Fresh take,
think there was-
father.
I'm sorry.
Huh?
What'd you say?
Fresh take says the rumor mill and dirt sheets are saying that Tony is avoiding Top Dollar.
Is that on Sean Ross app? Is that what's so?
Top dollar's very busy. So
It's very scary.
Listen,
Kira.
you're not medically clear.
check out Clash of the Castle. How much it is?
No, you're not going to Scotland.
Why not? On my passport.
Yeah. No. Just because you have your
Anyway.
there's
Anyway.
other expenses.
I don't know if you.
This
Can I have some breaking news possibly?
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute.
Break the news.
Nothing has been confirmed or denied, but I have never been to a WWE pay-per-view. I've only ever been to one pay-per-view, and that pay-per-view was I had to cross the U.S. border to go to London to see All In Wembley Stadium. There's rumors going around that there's a Money in the Bank in Canada, and there's a possibility that I might jump in a car with some people and go to Canada because I do have one of these little books passports. So I might jump in the car and break my WWE pay-per-view cherry with some really tantalizing people.
To drive to, like, people. There's somebody else who likes to drive, do road trips. His name's Mr. Ruda.
Yeah.
The belt guy.
That belt guy.
Oh no, this is news to me too. That's awesome. That'll be such a cool vlog, y'all. If y'all do that road trip, the three of you in the same car, that was amazing. Wow.
It would be a fun vlog. It would be very, very fun. But it's possible. Nothing confirmed or denied yet. We gotta figure out how things work, but it's a possibility.
Confirmed is this. Here's what's confirmed. I'm gonna go eat some food from the area that I'm in.
You're really hamming this up. You're really hamming it up.
Great.
Oh my
They're
God, Bianca.
Kick me out. Stay tantalizing. I'm not coming back. I'm gonna go eat and have some libations. See you later.
Okay, Cody.
Bye-bye.
Libations. Who the heck says that besides Cody Rhodes?
Who knows? He learns new words and he gets excited to use them. Bro, I think Indy Hartwell is going to be a major star in the next 5 to 6 years.
I find that so hard to believe.
I think when they find a way to break her out of her shell, I think she has a great look. I think she has great size, and I do think her charisma is very well. And in ring, she's had some banger matches in NXT.
Yeah, I do recall her being in NXT. I just don't know what WWE is thinking right now as far as this Queen of the Ring tournament, because you replaced some people and now you have Bianca Belair versus Candice LeRae. Okay, that's so predictable. Then Candice LeRae doesn't even get an entrance, and then she comes out with Indy Hartwell, who you guys took out of and Chelsea Green as well, who you guys took out of the tournament for what? To be replaced by the tag team champions? What do they need this for? They're the tag team champions. I'm lost in the sauce right now. I don't know what their plan is.
I want to say something so bad, but I don't want to cause any issues.
Oh dear gosh.
Yeah, I'm going to be a good boy. I'm going to be on my best behavior.
Thank you very much. I greatly appreciate that. If Candice wins, it's because she cheated. Candice is not winning. She's not beating Bianca Belair. There's no why. Jeez. There's no way Candice is winning. Even though she's got her whole heel thing going on and Indy Hartwell is on the train too, she might want to do something to interfere. No way. I don't see it happening. First of all, she's Bianca Belair. Second of all, she's champion, tag team champion. EST chance.
Yeah, so BP is going to watch Iron Claw after SmackDown tonight, and I think we're gonna add that. So we're doing Saturday night. We're gonna do a Mother's Day episode, like moms and pro wrestling.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
and then I think the next week we're gonna do maybe an Iron Claw review.
You're gonna do a watch, like you're gonna watch it, like reaction
No, we're gonna watch it like on our own, and then come and like talk
and
about
review.
the review style. Yeah. So I've been adding a lot of movie reviews to my channel, and like I've been really having a good time doing it. We just did the movie called Late Night with the Devil. It was
Bianca wins.
So good.
Is that a scary
Like,
movie?
It is, but it was so good. Like, I'm gonna be honest. It's been a long time since I really had a movie that made me like feel something, like where I was like enthralled in what was happening on the screen. This movie got me. Like, it was so good. So the premise of the movie, without spoiling anything, is it's like the 1970s. This TV host is trying to be like a late night Johnny Carson, but he can never be the top guy. He's always like second or third in the rankings. He has connections to like secret society stuff, like Bohemian Grove, and then his wife unfortunately passes away to lung cancer. But she never smoked. It was like a really wild cancer, and then she passes away. And he kind of does this all publicly on his channel, like on his late night show, like has her on as a guest and stuff. And then, you know, he takes some time away from the show, comes back, and he does like a Halloween special where he's going to bring on a medium, and then he's going to bring on a skeptic, and then he's going to bring on this lady who saved this little girl from like a cult. And in the cult, it was like a very satanic demon cult. And she's going to channel the demon through her on live television. And it just all goes to hell. Like, it just goes crazy. But the way the movie's shot is it's shot as if you're watching a late night TV show. Like you're watching like a Johnny Carson. So it's shot in like 70s style. And it's so good. It's only on Shudder or AMC Plus, but if you really like horror movies and stuff, I really recommend watching it. Like, it was done so well.
Not my cup of tea, but Bloodline backstage, Solo Sikoa and Tama and Tonga. Tanga. Do you say it Tanga or Tonga?
Tonga.
Tongaloa?
Yeah, the Tonga kids, yeah. Kevin injured. I think Kevin Owens is also doing like an injury angle. WWE does that where they play the injury angle to give people time off.
I love Solo Sikoa being like bossy, like the mafia. That's what he's giving.
Him talking more, he's showing that he actually can communicate very well.
I love it.
I think he's been holding it down. He's been really holding it down.
Mm-hmm.
I met him right before he got signed to NXT. Like right before he got signed to NXT.
He thinks Paul is onto something.
He still had he had braids before he went to NXT. He had real long braids. Like, he hit the ring, and I thought he was like, I was like, is Jimmy or Jay here? Like, I thought he was. It was crazy.
Our title, Solo. What?
Paul is selling this so well. He's making it like
everything about this is good. Oh, Solo's spoken to Roman? You're lying. Roman did not put you in charge of the Bloodline. You
know, it would be a fun thing when they get the Usos back together and they go against God.
Mm-hmm.
God is very known for face paint. Like, they do a special face paint when they wrestle. So could you imagine if they do a moment where they do their face paint and then the Usos come out and they do like a newer version of their face paint? Like,
yeah,
I think that'd be a dope matchup. How do you feel about BFAB being with the Street Profits?
Hold on a minute before I answer that. So Solo Sikoa has been told that he's in charge of the Bloodline by words of the tribal chief. Well, he didn't call him the tribal chief, but by words of Roman Reigns, he told him that he's a new leader and that Paul Heyman is now Solo Sikoa's wise man, which is actually insane. And then he brought him in for a hug, and it made it seem like it's the hug before the turn. Like, you know how Roman hugged Jimmy or Jay, I can't remember which one, and then Solo hugged Jimmy before he kicked him out. I feel like that's the hug before he kicks out Paul Heyman, and then when Roman Reigns comes back, he's gonna be like, "Where's the wise man? Why'd you kick him out?" Yeah. This is so good. There's so many layers to the story, but
do you think they bring in a new wise man?
I don't know.
Who would be the new wise man if they replace him?
Tantalizing Tony.
Rikishi.
I love the bloodline, and I love all of them, but like Rikishi is not he's not.
He did it for The Rock. He's Team Rock. And here's the thing too. The Total Divas and all those reality shows are all scripted. Like I'm not saying that he didn't show up legitimately at the Usos at Usos' wedding with him and Naomi, but if they were looking at some point in time to make him look the way he looks or is the way he is, what better person to go against his own kids and choose his youngest son over his oldest son as he's the new wise man of the one side and he's with The Rock, and then Paul Heyman returns and he's like, "Oh, I didn't come alone," and then cue Roman's music. You know what I mean? And then Roman is in charge. It's essentially NWO versus NWO Wolfpack. Like, we're getting it's a newer version of the NWO storyline.
I think that'll be good. It'll be entertaining, of course. I feel like anything WWE for me already has a layer of entertainment to it that I can never hate. But Rikishi, I feel like would be a smart and interesting choice.
Or who's one of the people that Paul Heyman thanks during his speech and talks about loving him to death in the bloodline?
Threw one ear out the other.
Haku.
He did. Did he?
So what if Haku joins Roman's bloodline and takes up with the Usos, and Rikishi takes up with Haku's kids with the Tongas? Wow.
This freaking storyline is so deep. I stopped predicting.
Did I just blow your mind?
I can't even think about it. I just have to go along for the ride.
And then Daniel's comment, and they're setting up for a giant war games, a bloodline war games.
Bloodline versus new bloodline or bloodline versus bloodline. I don't even know what you call new or old. I don't even know anymore. It's like it's so good. I'm so excited.
We have no
information on Survivor Series. I looked it up the other day. I was like, where's Survivor Series going to be? Nothing. I was like, no tickets on sale, no location, no possible locations have been spelled. Like, where the heck? It's in November, right? Like, what are you guys doing?
They're doing Mania in Vegas. They're doing SummerSlam in Cleveland. Money in the Bank in Canada. They already did just France. They're doing Germany. They're doing Scotland. They just did Mania in Philly, so I don't think Philly's on the table for a pay-per-view for some time. Maybe New York. Maybe Rumble or Survivor Series is in New York. I think New York's due. Florida's probably due.
We were saying I don't know if they even do things in North Carolina, but like North Carolina is where WrestleCade
especially
is.
AEW's been really building up that market, and then WWE kind of swoops in and books a pay-per-view there because the market's hot.
Mm-hmm. Like every year since we started doing WrestleCade, we'd have to choose between WrestleCade or Survivor Series because it's always on the same like weekend. If they were both in North Carolina, that'd be freaking awesome sauce.
Yeah.
But moving back to BFAB, I don't think this thing that they're trying with Street Profits, BFAB, and Bobby Lashley is working at all. I think Street Profits were doing perfectly fine the way they were if they just gave them like a few more title shots. Like they're their own person. Tama Tonga with his own music, wow. They're their own person. Like, I mean, people, they don't need anyone else. But like Bobby Lashley's not doing anything for them. BFAB for sure, nothing is helping her out. I don't know. I think
they're bailing on the Street Profits Bobby Lashley thing.
I hope they are. I really hope they are.
Because the Street Profits then went back. They were like the Pride, and then they started wearing suits, and they were being more like serious, and, like demeanor. And now Montez is Montez again. They're doing Street Profits. They have red solo cups. They're dancey. They're poppy. So I think they're gonna start doing. I think they're gonna start doing their own thing again.
Yeah, I don't like.
Is this Tonga's first match since being signed?
Yeah, first one-on-one, yeah. I mean, obviously, he had the tag team match, but this was his first singles match.
Actually, the Tonga God versus my stream just froze. God versus Street Profits would be a good tune-up match, like a good like introduction match.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Tama Tonga, me personally, like obviously I don't know as much as you do about the independent scene and about Gorillas of Destiny and all that stuff, but I feel like Tama Tonga is like a better fit in the bloodline than Tongaloa, because I get nothing from Tongaloa. As soon as I saw Tama Tonga, I was like, this man is a bulldozer. He's a scary figure. He's a huge presence. I get nothing from Tongaloa. Maybe that's because they've given us nothing yet, but I see no aura. There's no personality. I don't know. I'm getting nothing from him.
Well, the other guy of the team is more your silent killer, like your monster type guy, and and Tonga's more of like the personality.
So I don't know. I feel like he's kind of taking over like what Solo was. Like he's just back there and he's just going to be like the enforcer.
Kinda, yeah. If
I
I'm not
don't know if we
mistaken,
need
too,
that
he might be. I don't remember their ages, but I think he might be older of the team too. But
I can tell. I can tell.
The only problem is the rumor was they're still trying to figure out where they put Jacob in with all this. Like, is Jacob going to be with this bloodline, or is he going to be on the other side of the bloodline? Go ahead.
I heard that WWE is like scared that Jacob Fatu is going to overshadow Solo Sikoa.
Jacob Fatu's charisma is honest. I'm going to be honest. When it comes to charisma on screen, Jacob Fatu, if given a mic, Jacob Fatu is very similar, and I know you're going to hate this comparison, and if Tony's watching, he's gonna have an aneurysm. But Jacob Fatu, he resonates with fans on a level of an Eddie Kingston because he's so real. Like what you get from Jacob Fatu is like, here's who I am as a person. Here's my flaws. I have been a criminal. I have been in the trenches. But at the end of the day, I could be your best friend or I can kill you. You know what I mean?
Honestly, I get that too. I feel like there's a handful of people that when they talk on the mic, it sounds like it's them talking and not their character talking. I get that same vibe from like Kevin Owens. But like Jacob Fatu for sure. I don't think I've ever like heard Jacob Fatu on the mic, like in character. Like I've seen him at indie shows, obviously wrestling, and I've talked to him obviously, but like I've never heard him like cut a promo, I don't think, which is why I was a little confused. I was like, what? People know Jacob Fatu, like they think he's gonna overshadow Solo Sikoa. I was like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because on one hand, my guy is so good that he's gonna overshadow.
I think he would overshadow most of the bloodline.
That's insane.
I think if you put Jacob Fatu in the ring and let him showcase his abilities with his moonsaults and his acrobatics, and he's a bigger guy and he's generally lovable as a human.
Yeah,
I think he's more popular. I think he's more popular than Roman in a year.
My guy is so good. Like I don't know. Like I guess it's just from like being around him and like I obviously I don't like know him. Like come on now. Who do you guys think I am? But like I've heard him like talk like, and I've seen him like, I don't know. I've seen him outside the ring and inside the ring, and like he knows the business, and he's like so good. And I'm so excited for his debut. And I was so upset when I heard that they're not going to rush into it and they were going to like think about it a little more before they debuted him. But like I'm so ready for him to be in WWE.
Yeah, he's gonna thrive.
I know. I can see it. I can tell. I had a vision. I had a dream. And this is so crazy because I don't think I ever have like wrestling dreams. But I told like, you guys last week, oh, Blair Davenport's getting a promo, but she's not in the Queen of the Ring. Huh. I had a dream that Jacob Fatu debuted in WWE, like a legit, like I was sleeping and I was dreaming of this man like debuting in WWE, and he had the fresh cut and he had the retwist in his dreads and he had like the gold accessories and he looked like $1,000,000 and he was just thriving, and I'm like, oh my gosh, is this deja vu right now? Like, is this actually gonna happen? Like, it was so vivid, and it just got me more excited for his debut.
The only thing that they would do that would not turn me off, but I think the only thing they can do to like contain his charisma is they would have to book him like the Solo. He would have to be silent. He doesn't talk. He just goes out there and kills people. Like, they would have to book him almost like Umaga, like where he all he does is grunt and look mean the whole time. Because the second he starts talking, Kira, he's gonna take over this company.
But but listen, that's not the worst thing that can happen, because when
the second Jacob starts talking, they're gonna be like, "Yo, Jacob for world champion!" Like, they're gonna
Wait, that's not the worst thing that can happen, because when Sami Zayn joined the
when you have a lot
Bloodline,
of money invested in other people.
Sami Zayn was in the Bloodline. No one expected this guy that wasn't even in the Bloodline, this random person. It was so weird, but he did something to the fans that made them love him so much, and
that's Sammy's superpower.
I don't think it overshadowed anyone in the Bloodline. I think it lifted the Bloodline to new heights. I feel like if Jacob Fatu came in as he is, with his charisma, with his star power, I feel like it'll just elevate the Bloodline. And obviously they can turn that into another thing where they're like, oh my gosh, why are you like, because when even Roman Reigns was a little jealous of Sami Zayn, like, you're overshadowing me a little bit, calm it down. I feel like that can like be Jacob, but like it's even better because it's Jacob and he's actually in the Bloodline and he's like 10 times the charismatic being that Sami Zayn is. No offense, Sami, but come on.
But also he visibly looks like a guy that would cause problems. Like Sammy's a guy like he could rally. You could rally the troops around Sami and turn around and be like, hey, Sami, he's the underdog and he's gonna fight from behind and he has an opportunity to beat Roman if he really believes in himself and he pushes himself really, really hard. Like, that's kind of where you get that Sami moment. I hate the way YouTube changed everything. I'll save, there it is. I'm trying to add, so every time I go live here with you guys or I'm on another thing, I put it in a collaborations thing, so it shows up on my timeline on my YouTube channel. So like if people go look, they can see I was on this and go rewatch it. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. But Jacob's the kind of guy that if he starts gaining momentum, it's hard to diminish him because he is an imposing force. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, and then when people are like, why is this guy get like AOP? Like, why is AOP getting smacked around by the, like, he should be destroying the, like Umaga was that way. Like Umaga was kind of like, why is this guy not the world champion? Because he visibly looks like he would destroy half the roster. That would be my only fear, is that they bring Jacob in and they just silence him. Silence him. Like, because I truly feel if they let the restrictor plate off him, people are going to resonate with him.
He is going to be so big, and I feel like they will start him off like a little subdued. I would love him to come out and like do a promo, but I feel like everyone knows when you bring in a new member of the Judgment Day. Sorry, they're always on my mind. When you bring in a new member of the Bloodline, they like come in the middle of what the Bloodline is already going through. So he's not going to come in and do like a 5-minute promo or whatever. Yeah. But he'll come in and be like he helped out someone and now he's in it. Like, but I'm ready for his rise in the company.
God is probably that last tag team on the independent scene that we've never seen work the Usos. That is realistically an possibility that like we're going to get it. Like, I know people probably hate them, but like the only other tag team that's in the world right now that you're like, the Usos and this tag team have to cross paths, and hopefully it does happen one day, but it won't. It never will happen. Is the Usos and the Young Bucks. Like, that's the match. And the only other matchup that people always clamored for, because God was that top team in New Japan, it was always like Haku's kids versus Rikishi's kids. Like, that would be crazy. And that's gonna happen. And it's gonna, you know what I mean? But when you God is good for that one or two big moments there, but it really comes down to like bringing in your Zillas now and your Jacobs and your Lances, and then those names that still have a lot of miles on them, but they don't have bad habits learned outside the business. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like Zilla's gonna have to, before Zilla gets a contract, he's gonna have to really prove himself to society again because of what he went through in his past. Like, to get a big WWE contract, you really have to show that you are marketable and we can use you and we can work with you and you're still going to fit a bill. And he and when the kid's been incarcerated most of his young adult life, so he doesn't really know anything else but that incarceration life, and that's hard to mentally break. But I think once he really proves himself that he is reliable and you can put money in him and you can invest in him and he can be somebody in the business, the sky's the limit for that kid.
Yeah, I've seen, like, I follow his career, and like I've seen his videos and on his lives, like he seems like so determined and ready, like he's into it. Like he's been doing a whole bunch of wrestling shows, like he's like ready to work on his like career, like his path to WWE. And I think he's doing a good job. Like that's how I found the Tonga twins, because he's close with the Tonga twins, I guess. But like they're like really working on the independent scene, like they're proving themselves and like getting
really
themselves ready.
Like he's liked in the locker room. Like Jacob is someone I've never ever heard a bad thing about Jacob in a locker room situation. Like very giving, very humble, very like chill with everybody, like just really good to have in your locker room. And Zilla's in that same boat, like really top people who really respect people. Like if you're going to be in a locker room, if these people are the ones giving you high praise, that's what you want. And Zilla's getting a lot of those high praises.
I'm getting a call from the tantalizing one. Please hold.
Yep.
Hello.
Once again, though, kind of while she's talking, I love the pace of this SmackDown. I think knowing the matches coming in, them talk, like I think instead of recapping, I think them saying like later on tonight is this matchup because you know you're arguing to get it, and we don't have to do a 20-minute promo to tease a match before it happens. Like I've been liking the structure of these Raw and SmackDowns, kind of building into what we already know is going to be a thing. Like I don't know, I really like the pace of this SmackDown. I think it's paced very well. I thought the matches were good. I thought the matches all made sense. I don't know. I think I'm gonna be spoiled once the King of the Ring tournaments are over and we go back to that older structure. But I like this structure of pro wrestling.
I definitely think we're gonna keep this like amount of wrestling. Like we're gonna have a lot of wrestling, not a lot more wrestling than promos. But I feel like I gotta get used to it because I've been like I grew up on like all of the talking and backstage.
I'm not saying get
promos.
rid of the talking, but
no. Yeah.
If you have
more
if you
wrestling,
45 minutes to tell a story, you're taking too long.
Yeah. But I need to get used to the more wrestling stuff. Randy Orton talking to the Macho Man in the front row. I need to get used to more of the wrestling. Like I like a lot of the wrestling. Like when they start the show off with wrestling and not a promo, I'm like, yes, it's gonna be a good night. But I just gotten so used to all the 45-minute promos that I'm like, wait a minute, you gotta ease into it. And they are easing into it.
I watched this same exact matchup in a dark match in this exact arena 2 years ago, or maybe 3 years ago.
Randy and AJ?
Remember when they wrestled at WrestleMania? They had a WrestleMania match, and to build up to this match, they were doing dark matches. So they filmed SmackDown, then they filmed 205 Live, and then after 205 Live, this arena emptied out. So we came from the top level, and we were sitting right behind the commentator's booth for a dark match. And around the same time as when Randy Orton was, he was doing stuff where his wife was like videotaping him play with the kids, and he was in the driveway at the like playing basketball, and he was twerking while he was playing, like while he was like being funny with his kids, and he was twerking. And then his wife, he caught his wife videotaping, and he's like, "Turn that off!" Like, right?
No, so I saw that. Yeah,
he hits the ring. Like you can Google it. Like it's on YouTube. But I got Randy to start twerking. He started twerking in the ring, and then AJ wouldn't start the match until Randy started twerking because the crowd was chanting. And then I started chanting because I started the twerk chants. And then I started chanting, "Your turn, AJ." So then Randy got in the corner and goes, we're not wrestling until you do it. So AJ like start twerking. And then at the time, Mike Chioda still was working. And I was like, Mike Chioda. And then they both went in the corner and got like, they're like, now your turn, Mike. And Mike's like, no shot. But
I remember that.
The whole time Randy was on the top turn, like when I start doing the twerk chant, he looked me right in the eyes and he was like, you mother effer. Like he was like, he literally said that to me. And then he got AJ in the he didn't use hard cam because it's dark match, it's not on. So he was like facing hard cam and he was doing the rope DDT. But when he was doing the rope DDT, commentary's over his right shoulder, and I was right behind the commentator's booth, and he gets AJ in the thing, and he looks right over at me, and he winks, and he twerked, and then DDT'd AJ. It was awesome. Dude, I became such a Randy fan that night, because like the way he played to the crowd, like it looked like he had fun. You know what I mean? Like it was really, really good. But yeah, I seen this matchup in this exact arena like a couple years ago in a dark match, which is funny because it's in Wilkes-Barre again. But I'm very curious of how they're going to, like, is someone going to take a loss here? Is someone going to take a clean loss?
Yeah, I think so.
You think so? I hope
How
so.
else are you going to do it? It's a tournament.
It's a main event matchup on a SmackDown.
Yeah.
They always find a way to disappoint.
Yeah.
They give you a really, really cool matchup that you're excited to watch, and then it doesn't have a really good conclusion.
But I think they have to, like, if you end, like, how are they going to do that if you end in like a disqualification? Someone has to advance. Like
whoever
I thought,
gets DQ doesn't advance, and the other person does because they're technically the winner. Yeah,
I don't think that's fair. I thought that I was like, how the heck are we going to choose between Sheamus and Gunther in the first bracket? But they did it. I thought there was going to be some shenanigans there somehow, but like Ludwig,
I think AJ gets the win.
Giovanni, AJ. I don't know.
I think that just kind of randomly looking at the other side, I think Dragunov versus Gunther will be the finals of that one side, and then the other side is still kind of up in the air.
Mm-hmm. What are you guys talking about? France is
the crowd.
PA trying to be like France?
I can't really hear the crowd. I can't hear the crowd because I have the TV so low. I don't want it to bleed through. But
yeah, I can't hear it either.
Yeah, and American crowds just don't have the same energy as, like, we're spoiled. Yeah. We get so much wrestling that it's like it's second nature to us. But like they get a pay-per-view in France, they're gonna go bonkers.
Yeah,
the UK crowd was unbelievable. Like, I went to an independent show while I was over in the UK. They are so much fun. Like, yeah, dark. So like people hate on the house shows. But like if those main events and those dark matches is really where wrestlers can kind of cut loose and have fun. And for me, those matches are way more entertaining to watch because I feel like they can showcase a lot more because there's less eyes on them. There's less production eyes on them, so they can go out there and do fun things. Like even when I interviewed Ricardo Rodriguez, he says a lot of times when we would mess around in the ring and do those dark matches, we know people were watching, but we didn't have a restrictor plate on us. We were able to wrestle however we wanted. And those moments for us were us to either win the crowd over or impress somebody in the back. So people go a little harder and they go outside of the traditional WWE structure matches when they wrestle in dark matches and main events.
Yeah, I love house shows. When Rhea Ripley was in Judgment Day was doing all those house shows, that like they really show their personality. Like they
they're doing sting faces to each other and stuff. Like,
how did I know you were gonna bring that up?
Yeah, but I'm saying like you would never see that on a TV. But like them having fun, like Shayna Baszler, like really showed her personality where people are like, "Yo, Shayna's funny."
Yeah. Yep, I love house shows. I love going there better than regular shows, honestly. And not like big shows, obviously, but I'd rather go to a house show than go to a normal Raw or SmackDown. Randy Orton, AJ Styles main event for King of the Ring advancement.
And they gave him a lot of space over there. Usually there's more seats in that section.
The Prime Hydration Station. I feel like they should have did something with that instead of just having the card out there. Because I heard that they were going to have the card out there.
You know what it's there for? It's legit water. It's actually a water tank. Like that's for commentary and ringside people.
But I feel like they should have made it like into something like to let people know that that was over there instead of just like shoving it in a corner. Like obviously we could see there's a huge freaking prime bottle there, but like have someone go over there and like pour themselves a cup in the middle of a match. Like I feel like that'd be so cool. Count faster, ref. They're literally over the barricade.
So the last time I just remembered the last time I was in this venue is when Austin Theory cashed in his Money in the Bank and in the main event with Seth and Bobby Lashley. And I walked out on the main event. I was like, I don't care. And I left.
What?
And I beat the traffic. He used his Money in the Bank cash in on an open challenge. He could have just did the open challenge and wrestled for the title.
Yeah.
But he used the cash in for it. I was like, why? Why did you need to do that? And the show started with a teaser of it was going to be Finn Balor versus Seth Rollins. And I was like, if that's the main event, I'm going to lose my mind. Like, that's so exciting. And they're like, the main event's going to be Bobby Lashley versus Seth Rollins. I'm like, I'm out. I'm out of here. See you later.
Randy just put AJ through, well, not through the table, well, on the table, threw him on the table like multiple times. This match is really good. John Canning, hello over there on Twitch.
AJ's killing it. He's on a new level.
I'm asking what you think of them doing Clash of the Castle. What do you mean? Whatever do you mean, John?
Yeah, I'm not sure what you mean, John. I think Clash of the Castle will be a lot of fun. Last year's was fun. I think we're a while like I think Americans were pissed that it's going international, and it's like, oh man, we want to. I don't want to wake up and watch pay-per-views at 12 in the afternoon or 10 a.m. Like, but then you wake up and you get out of your comfort zone to watch a show, and then you see a crowd like that, and you see the wrestlers vibe off that crowd, and then now like American crowds are like, yeah, I didn't mind waking up at noon to watch that crowd go absolutely crazy for that pay-per-view. Like,
yeah.
I just hope now more American crowds find creative ways to be involved in the show without trying to take over the show. And like the what chants, I think the what chants are stupid. Like, I think you're trying to derail, instead of derailing the show by being loud, enhance the show by being loud, if that makes sense. That's the difference between American crowds and foreign crowds. I'm from Glasgow, and I'm not going because the ticket prices are madness. They're going to be crazy until like the couple days before the show, unless they actually sell out. But you're going to get situations where, you know, probably at the door you can still grab some. Like, they're going to do seat fillers because they want to have those big numbers. You're not going to be anywhere close, but you'll get in. Like,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, because like London, when we were in London, tickets were insane, and then the week of the show, they were like, "Oh, we only have like 79,000, and we want to make that 80 push." So they're just like, open up another section and put seats in, and we'll sell them for $20 a piece. You know what I mean? But you're in a nosebleed, but we'll sell a ticket, you know?
Mm-hmm. I've been there and with Raw and SmackDown tapings and what? Very nice. Very nice. I feel like Clash of the Castle is going to be Drew McIntyre's place to shine. I feel like he's winning a title. I don't want it to be Damien's. Yeah, I don't want it to be Damien's. I really don't want it to be Damien's, but that would make the most sense. I fear. I don't know. But
Damien loses his first or second pay-per-view.
No, I do not think so. I don't think so. But I feel like that's the route that they would want to go in. I feel like Damian Priest is doing amazing. He's being a little what's the word? Catty at his other Judgment Day members, that he apologized, and I feel like we've turned a new leaf. Page turned over the leaf. I don't know, but I can't talk about Judgment Day for too long. I'm gonna just keep talking. Oh, I just found out yesterday that my best friend, who never watched wrestling, doesn't know anything about wrestling. I don't know how I brought it up, but I brought up Rhea Ripley. You guys know my obsession with Rhea Ripley, but I brought it up to her for the first time, and she was like, "Oh, I know her." I was like, "What? You made a big mistake telling me you know her," because I started talking about Rhea Ripley for the next 10, 20 minutes. And she's like, "Oh my gosh, Kira, you sound obsessed. You sound like a creep." I'm like, "I told you I was obsessed. What do you want from me?" But that's like the best news I've heard all week. Really good. So now I can talk about more Judgment Day.
So I'm gonna be giving something to someone this weekend, and then the following weekend, are you going to the hot dog thing?
Probably.
So you're gonna get your Judgment Day jacket from Lily
Haha.
at the hot dog thing, because I'm gonna give it to. I'm bringing it to PPW to give to Ruda, and then Ruda can take it to you for the hot dog eating contest.
Nice. I'm so excited. Tell her I said thank you again if she's not already in the chat. Thank you,
She's
love.
probably watching it. Her connection's not amazing at her house, so sometimes she struggles being there and watching. This is why she always likes coming here, because the internet's better, and she can watch physically wrestling, because she can't really watch it where she's at. So she's like sitting at home, like listening to us talk about it, and she's like, "What's the fashion? What are they wearing?"
that's where my oh, she's here.
Yeah. She's listening vicariously through how the show is through us, because she probably can't watch it.
Yeah. I don't know how. I feel like I couldn't even watch the content we watch, and I know I shouldn't be saying that, but my attention span is so freaking short.
Yeah. Some people like it. Some people like a companion app where like they turn it on their TV and then they have the playing on their phone and listening to our takes. Like it makes it feel like they're not watching it alone.
That's nice. I'm glad to be part of your guys' lives. 73
Exactly.
people in the chat this whole time. You guys are amazing.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys.
Indeed.
Oh.
AJ and Randy, this is a banger.
They're killing it. AJ's
We
so
knew it was
good.
going to be banger.
Like, he's so good. He's one of the best wrestlers in the world still, even at his age. Like, a part of me when he was like on a contract year, I was like, I don't want him to leave WWE because I'm anti-WWE, but man, I would love to see like him and Kenny again. I'd love to see him and Will Ospreay again, like him and Will Ospreay. Like, I think there's a lot of matchups in AEW that I would like to see AJ do.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Clothesline after clothesline. Come on, Randy, finish him. The heck? I'm kind of rooting for Randy. I think, even though
I don't think AJ takes 2 back-to-back losses.
Yeah, I was about to say, even though AJ just lost, I don't. Oh, he fell out the ring. He fell through
AEW just takes great stuff, and I disagree. I don't know how you watch a Wednesday and watch the matchups they put on and just be like, I don't like that. Like, it's crazy to me. Like, Adam Copeland's having banger matches every week on free TV. Like, I think what happens is I think AEW structures their stories differently, and I think people who are predetermined to the way WWE sells you a story don't like the way AEW sells you a story, and I think people just don't like that. You know what I mean? Because like when I hear someone say I don't see AEW doing storylines, as someone who watches AEW, I'm like, what do you mean there's no storylines here? Are you not paying attention? Like, just because they didn't do a 30-minute promo about the match, is that how they? I don't know. I think it's good to have an alternative way of selling the product and not be exactly the same as your competition. And I think they're both good at what they do. Well, to an extent. I think there's some things about WWE. I've been saying the whole time the things at WWE that frustrate me, but I still watch the product and root for it. Like, I want both companies to be successful because it makes pro wrestling successful.
Yep. And that was everyone's mindset. Like, everybody who went from WWE who went to AEW, they're like, it's all wrestling, guys. Calm down.
Mm-hmm.
It's true.
And like the tribalism thing, right? Like, everyone's like, oh, Tony Khan just needs to shut up and let it happen. Like, but it's also like, if you recall the old money, like if Eric Bischoff, Paul Heyman, and the Attitude Era style wrestling had Twitter, could you imagine how it would have been? Like, they would have tore each other apart if social media was as big as it was in the 90s as it is now. Like, they would 100%. Like, WCW would go on the air and tell you the predetermined winnings and losings of matches on WWE to open a show on WCW. So, like, Tony Khan saying that, taking a jab at them, like, makes the world halt. Like, I can't believe Tony said that. It's like, it was way worse back then. Like,
yeah.
Like,
I feel like because people aren't going crazy about the independent scene. Like, independent scene is doing storylines and wrestling and stuff, but I feel like since AEW has made themselves seem like they're competition with WWE because they have like similar budgets and they do like big stadiums and everything, and they have a TV deal. So like in a way, you guys, like the fans, made AEW competition with WWE kind of, because like
Absolutely.
you made them big. You sold out these arenas. Like, come on.
You take a lot of people who essentially work the independent scene or work the Japanese scene, and then you built that off of, or like ROH, and then you took those guys who were from those companies and you made them a weekly television program. So independent wrestling, you have a month in between your next show. So you have a show with no promo time because you're overbooked. So you have to tell your storylines in the ring so you can carry over the interest to the next show next month. You know what I'm saying? So like that's how people are, like Will Ospreay. Japanese wrestling isn't weekly television. It's month to month. So you have to sell a storyline in your 8 to 12 minutes or 20 minutes if you're main event to set up your next show next month and not use weekly television to do so. So AEW's way of booking and saying matches is like, let's put out really, really good matches, and then during your match, tell your story. And then we're going to cut to backstage, and we'll give you a 3-minute promo because our TV time is limited. And I think they do a good job doing that. But WWE is like, WWE looks at Monday Night Raw as like, all right, use that to get to our monthly pay-per-view. So like, they don't really care about the match quality, not all the time. It's more or less like, let's get the story conveyed. But like this King of the Ring tournament, they're focusing on more of the in-ring work, which I like, you know?
Yeah. Me personally, I would have spread out the matches a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, phenomenal forearm!
So you would have put more promo in between matches?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's just because what I'm used to.
Yeah. Like we did get a backstage segment with Solo and Paul. We did get backstage with wow.
He touched the ropes, AJ. Don't you curse out the ref.
I'm not gonna say anything.
It's the rules. He's going for Styles Clash.
I'll let you catch up.
Come on, babes. You got this. Oh, sneak attack. RKO out of nowhere. Haha, he got you. 1, 2. Woo! They really did that to AJ. Randy Orton won.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. That's crazy.
Wow.
AEW says rankings, then blue out of the blue. Christian gets a title shot. Make it make sense. Agreed with that. But also, when a challenger turns around and says, you know, I don't care about the ranking system. I want the top competition to come out and challenge me. You as a champion, being a fighting champion, and you sell that type of story, your ranking system goes out the window because it essentially comes down to, I want the top guy to come and fight me. So your ranking system doesn't apply in that storyline because the champion is making open challenges. So a lot, like right now, AEW is in an open challenge style format where Adam Copeland is like, open challenge for my title, I want to defend it. Swerve Strickland's like, open challenge, I want to defend my championship as much as possible. So the Christian coming down and jumping the line is good for Swerve right now. Christian for Swerve is like AJ for Cody. It's a credible win to bolster that I beat a really good competitor legend on my path during my championship run. Like, so those matches and those good wins for people are good to, like, Toni Storm just beat like Thunder Rosa and all these big names, and now she's about to beat the most technical person in Serena Deeb after she just beat Deonna Purrazzo. Like, when you look back at their title runs, you're like, wow, they beat the top of the top, and they did it so consecutively, and it makes that title look more prestige. But that's a completely different show for a completely different day. But what did you think of SmackDown, Kira? I know you said you wanted more talking, but I really liked tonight's show.
No, I didn't hate it. And I love that Randy won too. I was I don't know what it was, but I was rooting for Randy. Everyone was saying AJ. I was like,
Carmelo,
I know. That would have been really cool, but I don't know. I feel like Randy was, I don't know why.
I just think stylistically AJ versus Carmelo would have been a really fun match to watch.
I don't know if you guys are into backyard wrestling, but we are posting a video after SmackDown if you'd like to check it out. That is so cool. Of course, all things wrestling.
I support backyard wrestling.
Yeah.
Rec Wrestling Official. If you head over to my channel on anything, Anthony Blackwood Jr. on Instagram or anything, shoot me a DM and send me a link to your channel, because this is not my channel. I'm here as a guest, but I would definitely, I'll definitely check out your stuff. And John, you're not being a downer. That's great conversation. We appreciate your engagement and talking to us. Like, we don't take offense if another product's not your cup of tea, but we're not, like, I wasn't arguing with you saying you are wrong. I'm just telling you why I like that. And if it doesn't resonate with you, then it doesn't resonate with you. Like, I'm not here to change your mind. I enjoy what I enjoy. You enjoy what you enjoy. And then we go on and enjoy the overall perspective of professional wrestling.
Yeah. You speak very well.
Thank you. I've been doing this for a little bit.
Yeah. No, but yes, everybody go check out Rec Wrestling Official. I'm definitely gonna check it out. Sounds very interesting.
And don't hate on backyard wrestlers. Like,
yeah,
your world
favorite
champion,
wrestlers.
Yeah, Seth Rollins started in backyards. Will Ospreay, Nick Wayne, like a lot of the people you're watching today all started in the backyards.
Yeah,
you got
Seth Rollins was the first name that came out to me.
Yeah,
but
famous backyard.
As far as SmackDown went, I didn't hate it. It's not the usual stuff that they put on, because they're trying to get all of their matches, like they're trying to go through this tournament. But I liked it. I liked the Bloodline. We got a little hints of some future stuff happening in the Bloodline, finding out that Solo Sikoa was talking to Randy Roman, and now he's the new leader for now, and the wise man is now the wise man to Solo. Like, we got some storyline stuff in there. So here's Anthony Blackwell Jr., guys.
In a very dominant performance.
Yes, they switched up a lot of the King and Queen of the Ring matches, but it ended up being like really good. Like, I see why they switched it up. Well, honestly, not really. I don't know why, but I see that the matches that they did put on, that they changed it to, was really good. Jade Cargill came out and she showed a different side of her that we haven't seen in a while. A one-on-one match that wasn't a squash match. No interferences. No, like, she took some bumps. She offense and defense. Like, it was a good balanced show to me. I feel like.
I agreed. I thought the pacing of the show was done really well. I thought they let people wrestle. There was no like crazy shenanigans. Like, we didn't have any interference in the main event. When they let AJ take a clean loss, like, but it was Randy versus AJ. That's a cool match to watch. Appreciate you, Dahlia.
We'll see you later. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, this was definitely different from what they do. I don't know if they're gonna keep this wrestling to promo ratio, but I wouldn't be mad at it. I liked it.
Yeah. Cody set up his next competitor, so we now know where Cody's kind of going for a Logan Paul situation again. Logan Paul wants that Saudi Arabia money, so he's gonna go challenge. Sure. He's gonna go and listen. At the end of the day, if that check comes, I wouldn't turn it down either. So if you say, hey, I get to wrestle Cody Rhodes in Saudi, like I wrestled Roman last year and get to showcase my abilities, but still lose. But Cody looks strong and he gets eyes on the product. I don't mind that matchup. I think that matchup's good for the company. I give SmackDown a solid like 3.75 out of 5. Like, I always protect the 4. Like, 4 is a protected number for me. So 3.75 is a really good show.
We usually do out of 10. When you said 3, I was like, what the heck?
All right, so it would be a 7 point, a 7.75. So I protect 8 and up on a 10 scale levels.
I don't. I give the show an 8.
Yeah.
I do not have high
standards. Like, mind blowing. You need to go and seek it out. Like, you know what I mean? Like, for me, 5 is good because that's halfway. That's good. Yeah. That's a good show. I didn't hate it. It didn't really blow me away. 6 is like, it was fun. I had a good time. 7's like, hey, there's some stuff in here you can check out. I like the way they did this. They did some good stuff. 8 is like, stop what you're doing. Go watch that show. That's an 8. 9 is insane. 10 is like, I will rewatch this show 10 years from now and still love it. Like, that's 9s and 10s on a weekly television is not easy to accomplish. You know what I mean? Like, I try to keep it realistic.
He's got high standards, y'all.
Yeah. I watch a lot of wrestling. Everything can't be 8, 9s, and 10s, you know?
Yeah. I understand. But this is the time that we head out of here. Thank you guys for coming to the show. I think the show was amazing. Thank you to Anthony Blackwell. Fresh Take. You are really clowning Blackwell. What the heck?
I think Fresh Take liked my appearance. I had a great time. I really
Oh, he
enjoyed.
came back. He
Yeah.
came back with the positive.
I really appreciate and I like working with Kira. She's come so far in this content creating space, and I'm very proud of you. I know I say it all the time when I put you over, but you work really, really hard. And I think your self confidence is getting there, and it's fun to watch. And I definitely think in the roles that you may be taking, I don't think you should hold back from them. I think you should dive into them. I think you should really go for it, because I think you have what it takes. Like, you work really, really hard. You put a lot of work into this channel. I'm insanely proud of you, kid. And then when your dad wasn't around, and I was like, yo, like, I look forward to working with you. Like, I enjoy talking wrestling with you and having conversations. And, I don't have that tantalizing Tony in my ear the whole time. The real stars of the show can kick up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No, I really appreciate being on the show. I really know the work and the dedication that you all put into it. Your community is fantastic. I appreciate them for most of them being welcoming that I was here tonight. You're gonna get that sometimes. When people are in your ear, they're in your ear. It's not that person's fault that they're being manipulated, but it is what it is. That was a good boy to the show.
It's a good thing we're leaving.
Yeah. Stay tantalizing.
He's got a time limit before he goes to his bad side.
I was still respectful. I was a nice person. I appreciate the audience. A lot of cool people came in. We had Rec Wrestling,
Yeah.
John on the Twitch side. Like, I thought tonight was a fun night. I had a good time.
It was a fun night. Thank you for coming into the show. Very interesting SmackDown tonight, but we'll see where this takes us for next week. I don't know when we're going live next or when we're going to post a video, but put on your post notifications so you guys know.
Definitely follow on social media, especially Tantalizing Tony on Instagram and those places, because he's hopefully gives us more insight of where this guy's at. Like, where in the world is Tantalizing Tony? You know what I mean? Like,
follow
he's like
the
Carmen
clues.
San Diego here,
You gotta follow the clues.
Follow him on all social media, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Tantalizing Tony, and all those platforms, and seek him out. Let's find out where this guy is. He's on exclusive TWF business, so we got to figure out what's going on.
Yes, and do the same to Anthony Blackwell Jr. all social medias and YouTube. Obviously, he's got an amazing show. He's got he's got a bigger variety on his channel than we do. He covers more than just wrestling.
I interview a lot of professional wrestlers, but I also interview people in other industries like artists, musicians, people in movies. But I stay on an independent level. I do have some big guests. Like, I've had Ricardo Rodriguez. I've had Lindsay Dorado. I just interviewed Paul London. I do long form interviews, but then I also do really short form content called 5 Questions. That's available. But then we also started doing like movie reviews and pop culture reviews and horror movie reviews. So and then sometimes I game stream and we do watch alongs as well. So there's a whole bunch of stuff going on my channel. It's also a podcast. So you search ABJ Podcast or just my channel. There's a lot of fun things. And if you check it out, appreciate it. If you don't, that's fine too.
Just do it, guys. Just do it. All right, guys, we're getting out of here. Thank you guys for coming in. If you guys are new, I hope you guys stay, like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. We're on the road to 100K, on the road to Money in the Bank in Toronto. That's all. Make sure you guys hug your families, kiss your families, tell them you love them, pray to God every day, because you're not promised tomorrow. And as always, do what we all do best, and that's stay. Yeah.